Hello, one and all. Welcome to our first episode of Lorwyn Eclipsed Old Morning's Dawn. That's the name I came up with yesterday. With us, we have our Lorwyn Lovelies. You can say hi, Lorwyn Lovelies, if you'd like. Or a couple of us are Shadowmoor Nasties. We'll see. We're excited to be here. Excited to see these lovely players throw themselves into a world of like pastoral duality, light and shadow, self-discovery, and change. First and foremost, this is a charity fundraising stream for Trans Lifeline. Yay! Any donation in the chat between now and February 7th will enter you to win fabulous prizes donated by members of the community all over the world. We got physical prizes I don't have here, like a painting from MTGCritical. Bonebox Games has sent 2 deck boxes. I have Quiver Times, I have Bolts. I have 4 booster boxes in here that donated by my LGS. It's pretty sick. Absolutely. Playmaster from Tabletop Jocks. We got handmade lino cut tokens from Ryan Izana and a precon he's throwing in. Nearly 30 accessories from GameGenic. Hobbs Q is sending us 2 Sheldon Menery Secret Layers, as well as whenever anyone on the stream rolls a nat 20, I'm going to go into my binder, pull out, have you roll 2 more d20s. There's 20 pages in here. Have you roll 2 more, you roll to whatever page the first one is, and pull out the slot associated with it. So at the end, we'll pull all those together and send those out to a lucky winner as well. We have another thing as well. If you donate to the stream and you donate like $20 or more, you can bank a natural 20 for the players or a natural 1 for the DM. Just let me know in the chat which one you want. And I have a list that we have banked for the party already. We have 3 natural 20s that anyone from the party can choose at any time for whatever role they want. And I have some house rules. We'll go over those a little later if they come up. I have Rule of Cool. We're here to have a good time. We're here to... We're all level 6. It's fun. I think on MTGCritical's post, I said he was level 6. He's level 5. He's level 6. We're all level 6. I'll send it off to the first person, and on clockwise to my right, we have Cass. Go ahead and tell us who you are.
Yay!
I'm so sorry. Run it back, Cass. I'll work on your pronouns while you chat with us. All right.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hello again, everyone. You missed it the first time, but it'll be better the second time. I am a Strixhaven dropout, or Cass Hines. I write for EDH Rack and Cool Stuff Inc. I make short form content on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky. I had an article go live on Monday, but I don't remember what it was about. It was probably some element of social aspect of the game, or it might have something to do with the end of the year and Magic. I don't know. I am playing Jhedda, the Flamekin Sorcerer. She is sort of like a very nerdy, research-heavy, charismatic sort of person. I don't want to spoil too much about her character, but she's definitely going to ask a lot of questions. Also, I forgot to mention that I will be at Shoebox as my first time appearance as like leadership in Birds of Paradise. I am the philanthropy coordinator. So like charity events like this, I do that stuff for Birds of Paradise.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Cass. Again, I'm so sorry. We'll move to around the corner. We'll go to MTGCritical.
Oh, hello. I'm MTGCritical. Super excited to be here. You can find me on Blue Sky, MTGCritical. I write somewhat weekly articles where I explore the through lines of classic literature and MTG storytelling. My recent article went live this past week about the similarities between fairies in classic English literature and mythology and the fairies that we see in Lorwyn. I am also a fan artist and card altruist. I will be at Shoebox as well as a community artist. I'm really excited to have gotten accepted for that. So I'll be there. And yeah, I will be playing the character Tig Willowrein. I'm one of those Shadowmoor nasties Oz was warning you about. Yeah, I am level 6 Noggle Bard, Eloquence Bard, and I'm just really excited to get in and see everything that's going on.
We'll go around to Nox next. Thank you, thank you, James.
Hi everyone, I am JettyFox. I mostly hype up my friends on the internet and shitpost. You can find me at JettyFox on Blue Sky, and I'm playing Equinox Tatters. They are a Twilight Domain Cleric Scarecrow, hopping around, very a bit stoic, a bit funny. Won't give away too much. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for being here.
All right, I get those. Did I get the pronouns correct, Cass, for Jhedda?
Perfect.
All right. I'm sorry, things look a little different. I will work on that later. Great. Thank you all so much. Littjara, a wonderful creator, is also part of our program. They will be joining us later in the month. And we'll start from here. Is everyone ready?
I'm back, by the way.
You're back, by the way.
But...
I'm so stupid. Go ahead. Last but certainly not least, we have Thwarp.
Hi, I'm Thwarp. She, her. I'm a Magic the Gathering fan artist mostly. I focus on the big monsters. This last year, I've drawn a truly bodacious amount of giants for the Giant Ambassador thing to try to get a preview card for Lorwyn. I guess before they changed how preview card works, so F to me, I guess, on that one. But it's fine. I've been having fun. You can find me on Blue Sky at Trash-Artificer or Thwarp, Giant Ambassador. I don't know. I'm just an artist and I'm having fun. Today I'm playing Beag because generations of mispronunciation have changed her name to that. She is the not elderly, but like giant middle-aged arbiter of the town of Burrington, survivor of the Phyrexian invasion, which I guess everyone is because it was like a couple of months ago. But yeah, she's just sort of the town fun ant, arbiter, defender. When some shenanigans are going on, the town calls her to help deal with it. And yeah, I call it a Flectomancer. She's a Rune Knight 3, Portent Wizard 3, so she's built very much to do a lot of, actually that spell's going over there, or that misses, or that hits, or, you know, for being as big as the broadside of a barn, she's surprisingly difficult to hit.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's about it.
Beautiful. All right. As we begin... Let's see.
Can I add one more thing?
Oh, please.
Apologies. The power went out at my house like 3 minutes before we went live, so I'm on my phone with a car charger attached to the phone charger so it doesn't die.
This is the epitome of the fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, that show must go on.
Yeah. Incredible. Thank you for your continued want to do this. As we start, Lorwyn is a plane of duality. Bliss and mischief, laughter and sorrow, verdant growth and unctuous decay. 70 years have passed since the Queen of the Fae, Una, was usurped from her golden throne by her own hand, and the age of Una lay low. Una created a twin of Marilyn the Mornsong in order to hold and protect her memory and power as she sought to better understand the great Aurora, the plane-wide shift that turns pastoral Lorwyn into the nightmarish Shadowmoor. Using Una's memories and her own cunning, Marilyn sought out a way to help Lorwyn herself, finding companions in Ashling, a Flamekin prodigy, an elemental pilgrim, Riss, an exiled elf, Brigid, a Kithkin, Sig, the merfolk, or the Wanderwine, and the sapling of the mighty yew treefolk Kofanor. Together they destroyed Una, leaving the worlds of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor forever entangled in shifting borders. Marilyn has taken up the mantle of Fairy Queen and assigned a death pact with Riz. If there is ever a sign that Una might return, Riz is to kill Marilyn herself. We've all seen this in the story. As time passed and borders between light and dark expanded like lungs, beings survive like any other time, doing the best they can. The mysteries of the world are in full force as the very primordial gods of Lorwyn Shadowmoor, Eridu, the incarnation of the sun, and Isilu, the incarnation of the moon, soar throughout the sky, simultaneously distant and so close you can feel their presence bodily. Without Una, the world thrives with trade as all aspects of the natives of Lorwyn come and go with their own interests at heart and their own livelihoods to explore. Along the edges, the Eclipsed realms hold harsher secrets. Beings who wander in retain all memories, all identity, although time takes its toll and eventually they lose all emotion, all thought, and calcify like tumors against the dual landscape. Eridu and Isilu have offered reliquaries. In the past, tokens made from their being, claws and fur, being to protect denizens as they traverse the borders, given to beings called safe rights and harbored very closely. While enterprising craftspeople and the faithful have recreated them with varying success. Elsewhere, like the rust on a hinge or the creak of a door, other entities from the age of Una awaken and move to claim their lands and worshippers. The superstitious walk with both dark and light heirloom worry stones, lanterns, torches, cold iron nails, and salt, anything to protect themselves from the darkness of their country and sometimes their own thoughts. Our adventure starts in Burrington, a sprawling Kithman smithing village in the borders of Spinerock Knoll. Famous for its kilns and craftspeople, Burrington houses over 500 Kithkin and half as many nomads and traders of all ancestries, trading with the nearby dragon-worshipping Flamekin and the roaming giants in the hillocks beyond their dolmens. As we start, outside of Burrington for the moment, we come upon a little hill about half a mile away, on a small road coming into Barrington, well trod. We find Beag being harried by 4 small children. Let's see.
We just got started and these whippersnappers are at it again.
Oh, yeah.
Ankle biters.
What we see is... Bag, could you describe what you look like, please?
Yeah. Bag is what would be about the giant equivalent to 40. She's a little wrinkly, a little sun damaged. She's got kind of a long, lanky sort of build. I guess similar to the card Thundercloud Shaman. Long arms, long legs, sort of short cropped red hair with a headband and little bits of not full armor currently, but the giant craft armor that she wears whenever she's going out and about. So she's got some wood planks tied around her neck and sort of a sash of just a bunch of shields and such underneath the big woolen cloak that she wears. And yeah, sort of big bulbous nose, some scars, green eyes, and unlike most giants, she's relatively small, only coming in at about 12 feet tall or so. So she's like a pocket giant.
Perfect. And accompanying you is this small cadre of children of Burrington. This this gang called the Untrustworthy Fellows, named so by their leader Nimona Filer, an 11-year-old that is currently riding on the back of your cloud goat, your grumpy cow goat, Bumpy. Among the group, you have, she says, has been lambasting you for not showing up an hour earlier. She says, Beck, there's only so many things that I want from life, and that, we determine all of these things. I want you to know that I could have had croissants this morning, and I chose to come out here instead.
Well, I mean, I need to do my morning stuff. You know how long it takes to brew this much coffee? Also, you could have gotten croissants and then just brought one with you. It wouldn't have made me get up any faster, but, you could have had your croissants then.
Aiden is a small, very small Kithkin boy with these massive crystal spectacles that kind of blow his eyes up from the outside. Says, Lady Filer, you had asked me to get croissants, and then there were so many people in the way I couldn't get them. We have to come in earlier in order to see them if we want them. And she says, Aiden, please, if I wanted to hear someone wrong, I would have talked to you, okay? No. Bag, beautiful, large, delicious bag. If you had the choice to eat breakfast or come see me, you would have come seen me, right? This is the day. This is the day that I needed you to come down.
I mean, I can do both.
I suppose. And as you're followed behind you're followed behind by another Kithkin girl named Safi, you have the major odd one out in the group is a little dark purple and green fairy with cricket legs, and it's kind of just floating gently behind you guys as you travel, just about 5 feet behind Lady Filer. This is and Nimona looks back and says, Sifexis, please bring the papers. And you see Sifexis the Unholy, Nimona's adoptive little cricket brother, flies up with this rolled up scroll for you, Bag, and says, the sting of life is to bind us to these heavens, and just kind of gives you this very small for you paper, and as you open it up, it is a judging form for the Inventor's Fair today. And so it shows Nimona's animated broom prop that they're putting into the Inventor's Fair. She says, Bag, you're my lady on the inside. You can't really help me win, can you?
I mean, no, but there's nothing wrong with knowing the judge, and the judge maybe having a small amount of bias. Just so long as nobody else knows.
All right. I'll hold you to that. I know where you sleep. I guess everyone knows where you sleep. It's a big dolmen gate. It's fine. Bag and the Untrustworthy Fellows make their way into town. You passed the city of Burrington is massive in this valley. No massive mountains around, but you can see Spine Rock Knoll, the Flamekin homeland in the far distance to what we would call west. As that's off to Bag's right. As we go into it, there's so much the cobblestone streets. There's so much busyness happening. The Inventors Fairs are the peak of society here, but they happen nearly every week. Something new is being invented. Something new is being shown off. In the sky, we see air balloons, hot air balloons, and little like flying rowboat flying machines that look like wide paddles and lily pads just kind of floating through. You see people out in viewing grounds lifting up more hot air balloons in the future. You can smell from where you're walking all manner of food and pies. As you get into town, we'll break off a little from the group and go into the main hall besides the city hall. Like this place called the Agith should be the city hall of Burrington, but it's not. It's a community center. The people there put on these inventors fairs every week, and as there's this massive hall where the whole side of the wall opens up to where you can bring massive things in. They can have viewing rooms. As we go in to town itself, we'll go directly into the Agith for the moment. The Agith is absolutely Burrington's tallest building, and as you kind of go in, Beag, and you are working your way towards that center of town. We'll break off from you and go into the Agith proper, into the director's office, or just outside the director's office, rather, where we see a small Noggle that is has been waiting for far too long to be seen. Tig, could you describe your character, please?
Yeah. Yes, I am a shaggy-haired Noggle. I have my boom. Yeah, so you see a shaggy-haired Noggle, long hair that kind of hangs down over the snout. I am standing there. I have a cane in one hand, this dark blackthorn shillelagh, as it were. I'm wearing these dark blue and burgundy, what look like they could have maybe at some point in time been a military uniform, but has long since seen its day. There's patches sewn on. There's impromptu knit work that's been done to replace parts of the lapel that have kind of fallen apart. You see medals and ribbons adorning my shoulder. And yeah, I'm just standing there tapping my foot impatiently.
It's far too long. This is the third week you've been. I'd say that the third week since you've been contacted. I'll say that the directed to you from Morton Draknir, the director of the Agith here, as to come to his assistance as a sort of an investigator for the sabotages that have kept happening at the Agith. There's been some rude customers, some disgruntled people. You've been took you almost a week to get here. For about 2 weeks, you've met with this man and have heightened your investigation. Like you found some names, you found some things, but this is the longest time you've been kind of waiting. What do you do while you wait?
Yeah, I guess what am I'm just waiting to speak with him about things I've found, or am I expecting new information from him?
You've kind of done this every other day kind of check-in, and this is your next scheduled appointment.
Got it. Is he late often, or is this kind of?
This is he's left you for maybe a couple minutes, but this has been 15, 20.
Okay, and I'm waiting by his office?
Yeah, just outside his office on a bench.
I I would flip my shillelagh. I kind of hoist it up onto my shoulder and flip it down to where the pommel is facing down towards the ground, and I just start tapping rhythmically, just like whap, whap, whap on the door repeatedly, in hopes that maybe he's just distracted and he'll recognize that someone's outside.
Got it. That goes on for about 15, 20 seconds, and then you hear like a shuffle from the inside, and then a distinct walk over to the door. And opening the door, he's about. You say how tall? How tall do you think Tig is?
Tig is 5'4".
5'4". So significantly like a head shorter than yourself. You see Morton opens the door. He's a little sweaty. He's like very he's a bit spectacled. He's got these like very clear, well-made spectacles. And he opens the door for you. He says, yes, detective. I apologize. Please come in. Now that I think about it, you have been waiting a bit. I am behind. Today cannot go wrong. Today cannot go wrong. Do you have anything to report? Anything at all?
You, sir, have a thief. A robber, a vandal, a burglar of time. You think I can just stand here for hours waiting for you, Morton? I'm here with...
I do not fail to see that was rude of me. Yes, but it has been a while. It has been a while, detective. What fruits have we seen? Anything at all?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've found names, correct?
Yes.
So
it kind of just behooves you. Here's an honest question for Tig, and I'll have you roll a persuasion or deception against yourself. How long has Tig been putting off the investigation for a paycheck?
What do you mean?
How long has Tig been just like sliding this man information while he fully found out within like the first 2 days?
Yeah. I get paid hourly, so
yeah,
that makes sense.
There is a stipend. Yeah, there is a daily stipend.
I would say that it's been probably about 2 weeks. It's probably been about two meetings have passed since I had the information. But this man is squirrely, and I don't really like him. And we have these inventors fairs every week, so it's like, what's the point? But yeah, I've had the name for a little over 2 weeks now.
Can you roll a deception check for me?
Sure. Deception 14 on the die, so 21.
Okay. He kind of looks at you because he wants to not believe you.
Mm-hmm.
And he just has sat sat behind his desk, and he just puts both his hands on his head and says, "Oh, Mr. Willowrein, there's no end to this."
They were squirrely, let me tell you. They had their I's dotted, their T's crossed, and they were covering up those footsteps behind them. But nothing gets past here. You know, steel trap up here, Morton.
As as he goes in, he says, "I just with the explosions, the sabotage on the Thopters, the airship crash, things are looking bad for this town, and this is the only thing really keeping us together as a clock.
Yeah.
There's only so much time. Like today cannot go wrong. I'll have you out in the main hall as soon as possible, and you can make sure everything's okay. We'll have the Aubrey will be here. That'll be good. But he like turns around into a safe to get some like you've seen this act. He goes into the safe. He begrudgingly pulls out your day's stipend, and he like for the next 2 days, right? And he says, we've lost so many people. There's the Agate has been an intense beacon for this community ever since the invasion, and I just like when things go right. You know, I need things to go right. So he hands you this like leather, like folded leather pouch with your like next 2 days' pay, and he says, "Please, if you have anything, you can bring it to myself or Pharaoh's, my assistant. He should still be working on fireworks and things, and I'm not sure." Are you finding your accommodations well?
Yeah, they've. Look, I'll be blunt with you, Morton. I've been doing this mostly as a charity. I care about you and I care about Burrington, and so I'm okay with the fact that my accommodations are a little less than, but I understand that you're doing the best. I understand you're doing the best you can. Okay. And I like to think that the swiftness with which I have brought this information to you, I literally this crossed my desk this morning, Morton. That's why I've been waiting so patiently for you. Is I needed to get this information to you.
Yes, please.
But
anything.
I will say that I don't know. Is there like a meal restriction here in town? I just find the portions I'm being given at the inn you have me up in are real small. Is there a way that we can see if they can you supply more food or something?
Are you not getting fed at the hen?
I mean, fed is a loose term. I am.
We have the finest Buna Klobber, the dates, the cakes. Do you eat meat? I'm so sorry to ask.
I don't, but you can only eat Buna Klobber so many times before you'd like literally anything else. You know what I mean?
And it is eating. It's a thick milk.
It's a thick milk. It's a really thick milk, Morton. And I'm just is there a way you can talk to the people at the hen? Maybe get a new chef, a new menu, seasonal, perhaps.
I couldn't imagine to get new chef. Elwood's been there for nearly 60 years. I'll tell you what. You give me a persuasion check.
Oh, absolutely. That's a 19 on the die for a 29.
He says, oh, okay. He kind of pulls out a key, like a duplicate key, and he looks at you and he's amazed he's even considering this. He's like, I need this to go so right, Detective. And he hands you a key to his. He's like, this is the key to my larder at my house. You know where I live. If you take anything, there'll be butter, there'll be hawthorn jellies, there'll be things. Just take the key to the larder, please.
Absolutely. And as a token of good faith and friendship here, Morton, I think I can call you a friend, right? I'd like to think that we're friends.
I'd stick with employer, but if we must,
like an employee/friend relationship, a friend-employee, if you will.
Okay. Sure.
We can cross that border, right, Morton?
I suppose.
Okay, perfect, cool. So, if you find me on your couch later, it's just me chilling. It's not a big deal. And I'll see you at the
No.
fair tomorrow.
No, not my couch. My couch. And you have left this man truly despondent as you exit his room with 200 gold and the key to his own pantry.
Is there any as I'm leaving? Does he have anything like on shelves? Are there like trinkets around?
Give me a perception.
Only 2. A 10.
There's tons of things. He has books, stones, knickknacks.
I'd like to think that by the door, there's like a slightly increasing gap. Every time I leave, I try to nick a small thing off the shelf. I'd love to, if I can roll a sleight of hand, I'd love to just try to nick like a little rock off the shelf before I go.
Sure thing. And keep in mind, for everyone, you have 3 banked natural 20s.
Oh, sweet. I got an 18 on sleight of hand.
Ooh, okay. 18. Let's roll for Morton. That's gonna be less than Morton. Better than Morton. You have your choice between a book, a pamphlet paper, a book of pamphlets. That kind of, and then like really quick, it's this is what you saw on a 10. It's books. You've made it past like the book ends, right? So all of this stuff is kind of falling over, and he hasn't noticed. You've made it past the bookends and some vases, and now you're into books themselves or rocks.
I like to think that the pamphlets are probably important for something to hand out, so I'm gonna swipe the book of pamphlets.
Okay. You swipe a book of pamphlets.
Yes, I have added it to my inventory.
Perfect. Leaving the office, just down the way, and this is just me. Does Tig like do like the hop up heel kick, like clicking his heels together when he like does something like?
Oh no! But wait, before he leaves a room to enter a hallway, he does wipe his feet. He wipes his hooves on the ground and then he leaves the room.
So you wipe your feet inside Morton's office before you leave.
Yeah, I don't ever want to track whatever that person has in their domicile. Outside of that domicile.
That's insane. First of all, and he is like so offended. He's always.
It's like the 8th time I've done it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You are wearing ruts in the wood.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, just so I know, did we determine that you have horseshoes?
No, we determined that because I only have 2 feet.
Okay.
And the rules state you need 4 horseshoes, that it wouldn't work.
Okay. Okay.
So I have a normal speed.
As you leave the office and turn left down the hallway to the stairs that lead away, you see coming out of the door behind you a tall, like the light hits you before you can see him, but you notice him out of your periphery as it's hard not to. You turn and see a large Flamekin that you know by the name of Ferris, who is the assistant director and kind of the advanced planner here at the Aegith. And he kind of stops, pulls his door to, locks it, and he do you like stay where he can see you?
Yeah, hey up, how's it going, Ferris?
He goes, he nods and says, "Detective, pleasure to see you again. Will you be joining us at the fair today?"
I am working security for old Morton.
Old Morton, he's a fine man. He says a little louder to the door than anything. Yes, if you would excuse me, I must meet with a representative over breakfast.
Oh, enjoy.
He nods and says, "Pleasure." As Pharos goes down the hall, down the stairs, you follow him down. He's in these large but plain dyed flax robes that are kind of like rimmed with leather on the edges. You can tell they kind of are frayed, and he repairs them with a harder substance than the cloth itself. But he's a very, very nice, very chipper man. As he walks down the hallway, he says, "We might get we finally might get a masterwork from where's my NPCs? From our friends, from our young deacon. He's been trying meticulously for the past few years, and I believe that today might be the day he sends us his masterpiece."
His masterpiece.
Yes, some small flying prototype, perhaps. Something more useful than these, or faster than these air balloons and plovers all of us ride sometimes. Not as fast as the plover knights for sure, but something mechanical, interesting.
Who needs to fly? You're safer with your hooves on the ground.
I suppose you would be. Well, have a good day. And
you as well.
He bows his head and turns to the left, directly into our sorceress Jhedda. Now, you've met Pharos a couple times, and he nods and bows semi-deeply to you as he comes through, and he says, "Mistress, it's a pleasure."
Hold on, I gotta get into the voice. Okay.
You can find it. It's fun. We can find it later.
We can like figure it out.
Yeah.
I gotta describe my character.
Yeah, please.
So Jhedda is a Flamekin that doesn't use a reliquary to like maintain herself between Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. So she has like this kind of bluish, reddish kind of hue, but more dominant in each like area she's in. When she is in Lorwyn, she is more red, and when she is in Shadowmoor, she's more blue. But there's like a fleck of it of both types in there. She is like very broad for a Flamekin. Flamekin tend to be very like thin and wispy. She's like more like kind of like dwarf built, like very wide and like very flat. She wears like metal burnt kind of like clothing. It's like a combination of like metal and like plastic burnt down, but it's all very tidy. It's not like very messy. She likes to keep herself looking very approachable. Yeah, that's pretty much her. She's got flames coming out of all directions, arms, legs, all the places. And when she sees Pharos, can you describe what he looks like a little bit more?
I sure can. Pharos is he's very tall. His flames kind of come up high and tight on his head. The kind of the stone has this like off black, off purple color as it goes into the swirls. He looks like, and you know this from your interactions with him. He was a cinder that has reformed himself. Not reformed in like a judicial way, but reformed as in like he found new purpose after the Phyrexian invasion. To be someone he has a religious affinity. He studied the Spine Rock Knoll for a while and wanted to be in that area, but couldn't handle all the people. So his robes are like a light linen flax that are like kind of like well made but very plain, that have hardened leather edges on like ridges all along them to kind of keep the shape of his body. The flames, everything about him is polite and a little cheerful, and he's again just tall, and full flamekin, all fire being red. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, we have a Thwarp back.
Oh, and like
I didn't
on
want to interrupt.
stream, the stream like readjusted, so everyone's like
It sure
pictures
did.
on. Yeah. While you're fixing that, I'll kind of lead into what I'm doing.
Please.
Does he look any different than he normally does? Does he look normal from what I know about him?
Give me an insight check.
Okay, let me go inside. Oh, that's the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. I'm not good at insight. That's interesting. I've got a 12 on the die, 0 modifier.
He doesn't look any different per se. He looks like he's very happy. He looks like he's getting ready for something, if that makes sense. He's
Anxiously excited.
anxiously excited. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, I would like to put a hand out to like stop him in his tracks, like where he's walking.
Okay.
And I would like to say, you look very happy today. Are you gonna tell me what's got you so excited?
You see this person made of flame attempt to stifle a stuttering meander into conversation. The stuttering meander. He just he kind of is not taken aback but surprised, and goes, "Revered mistress, we had been chosen. You had chosen to today as your to expand your palate within the hen over breakfast."
Oh, that's right. You're excited about food then.
I'm excited about company.
Can I like, is there anyone else in this hallway?
You were kind of in a off, like you were near the Great Hall, but it is it's like kind of to your left is a kind of opening hall, like gathering. You're sort of in the area. When you got in, they gave you rooms in the Agath. He gave you him and the director opted to treat you as like a foreign dignitary, and they put you up within the Agath. Something that Tig definitely would have noticed.
Okay. So where we are, like situationally, is just like outside of like this area. Like I'm just trying to figure out if anyone else is in this like area with us.
There's fewer than half a dozen people, off to the left, and they're kind of meandering and setting up stands. You can see. Let me get their names real quick. You can see Faria and Sally. They're two of the custodians, and they're kind of doing their thing where they set up like over a hot drink in the morning. This is early, and they're setting up pedestals. They're directing people to set up tables, but they're off to the left about 20-25 feet away from you.
Okay. I know the way to the hen, right?
You to the hen, absolutely.
Okay. I like spin around and start walking in the direction of the hen, and then I look behind me and I say, "Are you coming, or are you gonna stay here and imagine breakfast?"
He smiles and pops like heel step right along with you. He says, "Of course I would. It would be distracting to travel. It would be disrespectful to let you travel town by yourself."
I walk alongside him. Basically, as I'm like going, I'm just like trying to observe like the area. I imagine that it's like a standard situation on what I'm seeing, just like observing. She's just trying to take in if there's anything that's out of the ordinary, anything fascinating around.
Anything fascinating about him or about the area?
About the area. If he looks normal to me, I'm looking elsewhere.
Okay, got it. He does look a little normal. He's enjoying. You can tell he's very much enjoying himself in the moment. And he lights into a conversation about. Give me a perception check around you while you're walking.
Another thing I am not good at. I'm very charismatic and I want to be an investigator, but I am not. Okay, I'm gonna roll. That's a nat 1.
Nat 1. Do you want to turn that? Do you want to turn that into a natural 20?
No, I don't think this is particularly important. I imagine that she's just too like lost in thought that she's not actually paying attention.
Okay. I believe the Nat 1. Nat 1 is not a loss of or a failure of skill, right? It's just a failure of luck. And I believe that as you and Pharos exit the Aegith, Tig, you're going in the direction. Which direction are you going, Tig? You going to the hen where you sleep, where your rooms are and where the food is. The fat hen, is named after a plant in the area that is very medicinal, and it's like the main. It's like a 3-story pub with like kitchens on both the top, second floor, ground floor, and then a bakery underneath. It's a huge building. Is Tig going to the hen or elsewhere?
The Tig would be going to the hen.
Okay.
No, actually, no. Tig would be going to the larder.
Okay, you travel off to the right. The Morton's house is just a couple streets away.
100% going to the larder. Probably gonna try to eat my weight in butter, and then pass out on the softest thing I can find in Morton's house. That's kind of the game plan as I'm leaving the Aegith.
Okay. That determined. Jhedda, you do not have again, it's not a failure of skill, it's just a failure of luck. You see Tig pass the right, just barely. But what you miss off to the left is, it's basically this, giant walking into town, and it's hard to not miss them. And I believe that takes your attention for the moment as you walk towards the hen. You see our resident arbiter walk into town, followed by 5 children on top of various animals. A very large old cloud goat, and then one of them riding a smaller, what you know is a spring jack, like a smaller sheep antelope hybrid. And they walk into town and they are swarmed by people. I think that takes up your attention as you walk towards the hen. And you turn back and Pharaoh has stopped at a question, and you didn't quite hear it. But he nods and says, "Have you heard any more from Master Sarek in the Boreal Ridge? My letters did not found purchase."
Have I heard anything from him?
You have not heard from him since you arrived. The Master Sarek is a Rhymekin in Boreal Ridge. He's a Rhymekin kind of researcher that runs this monastery on Boreal Ridge. It's kind of like it's not the Shadowmoor equivalent to Nullspine. It's just its own certain thing where a bunch of Rhymekin came together and started living.
Yeah.
And you had met with him a few times, but you sent him a letter, letting him know you were here, and then through that connection, Pharos has not heard anything back, and you have not heard anything back either.
Okay. I turn to him. I'm like trying to pull my attention away, and I say over my shoulder without looking at him, I haven't heard anything from him at all, but if he's gonna find me, he'll find me.
He nods. He says, "You're, I know I've said this a few times, mistress. Your reputation has preceded you. Are you finding everything to your liking in town?"
Not enough weird stuff, to be honest. Lots of normal stuff. If I could get a look at Isilu, that would be great. Any chance anyone's heard anything about Isilu? I know not over in this area, but anything.
Yes. He says, I have only everything that's come across my desk has had to been sent off for, and we only move at the speed of courier at this moment, but we got a missive from Mist Meadow not too long ago to the mayor. It comes through my office and then goes to the mayor. That Isilu has been waking. Is a new kind of treatise into the an examination into the what's called the Fearduck. These massive creatures that rise with Isilu and walk with him. These menhirs just rise out of the ground at their call and walk and carve, and it's like as they walk, they bring the border with them. Maybe Isilu needs the help, or is not as powerful as Erdu. Blessed be. I don't know.
Nonsense. They no balance like this. There's no one being stronger than another. Isilu and Erdu are balanced scales. As much as Isilu brings the darkness, Erdu brings the light.
I completely agree. It's only speculation in its pure sense. Do you? I saved one for you actually, and he pulls out a kind of a dried sheaf of paper rolled up with a little red and black bow, and he hands it over to you and says, "This is a copy of the treatise from. It's a treatise from Kerwin. They're a researcher at Spine Rock."
Oh, I snatch that. I snatch it out of his hand. I'm so excited.
Do you open it now?
Yes, immediately.
You open it as you're walking. He kind of smiles and takes a. You don't see it, but he smiles and takes a step back, and he follows behind you as you walk. As you continue walking to the hen. Give me an investigation check or perception.
Okay, I'm going to do investigation because I am better at that.
Okay.
That's an 11.
Okay. You know that in the same pen. So this is a lengthy 2-page front and back treatise on what the Fearduck could be. It is. You realize towards the end that this, as you're reading it, you're like, okay, this aligns with some things. Okay. Towards the end, he said it in the same script. He says, thoughtfully transcribed by. Let me get this guy's last name. By Theros Zoltir, to the honorable mistress. Jhedda, and it's a larger epitaph at the bottom than it needed to be.
I look through. I don't. At first, I don't hide my frustration. Like, this is nothing, right? Like that's what she's sort of thinking. But she realizes where she's at, and she definitely needs Pharaoh. So she looks through it a couple times, and then she says, "Thank you so much. This is useful in its own way."
He nods. Says, "You're quite welcome, mistress." And as soon as you look up from this moment, he's holding the door open to this place called the Fat Hen. It's a massive sign outside. It's a 2-story sign nailed with posts into the building of 3 like cascading chickens. And as it takes you a second to look up and notice that the smells here are exquisite. It's a again massive establishment. You walk in, there's maybe 40 people on the first floor alone, and you see several out of towners. You see Kithkin, Flamekin. There's a tree folk in the corner that's strumming a harp that is made of his own arms. There's a massive fireplace that extends to the top on one side, on 2 sides of like each side of the building. Tons of tables, tons of people. There's hardly a place to sit.
I think that Jhedda is like still looking through the paper, like the back and like all around to see if there's like something she's like missed, as like how this is like, something that she could like gather some information with, and she's like not looking around as she's like walking, and she's just gonna head in the direction of the line for food, or like how you get food.
Yeah. At this point, you would just you've been here before. It's just a simple task of sitting down, and Eldwin would find you.
Oh, okay. So you said that there's nowhere to sit.
That give me a perception check with advantage, as Pharos is looking around the room, kind of disgruntled at the amount of people.
Got. Man, my rolls have not been good. That's a 6 on the first roll. Let's see with advantage if there's a better one. Yes, that's a 15.
You've been through this process before. These adventures fairs drag in a lot of people. It's upstairs. There's a 4-seater upstairs. You know where to find it.
I look up, look around, see that there's no one, look back down, and walk without paying attention to where I'm going, up the stairs until halfway up the stairs. I realize that this paper doesn't have what I need, and I just tuck it into my clothes.
Yeah, it's very much like a surface level. This is what our scouts saw. I wrote this down, and my scout wrote something down, and I transcribed it with a semi-religious context of speculation of what could happen and what they could be used for. It's more anthropologic notes than anything.
Okay, so she definitely is interested in the anthropological, but I guess she's maybe a little bit annoyed that he put his own personal opinion into the interpretation of the data instead of just presenting it exactly as how it was collected.
Yeah, it is a transcription from a scout to a source that transcribed it to another source that he got in the mail. It's one of those things. You get upstairs. You find the spot. It is a kind of tucked corner by the fireplace on the opposite side from the door, that has a kind of a secluded. One seat is secluded. One seat is one seat has their back to the wall, and the other one is out in the hallway, kind of thing. There are 2 benches. From downstairs, you hear all sorts of noise, all sorts of clatter. The smells in here are intense. What would be, not going into what you eat or anything like that, are there is there any purpose for this meeting over breakfast with Pharos to be anything more than academic?
For her, absolutely not. But she's not stupid. She feels like he's like definitely trying to chat her up, and she feels like if she wants her connection to like remain intact, she has to kind of like pretend to like give a shit. So like she's like listening and nodding along and smiling when she should, and like taking interest in things that he's saying, but she's like actually she does not care. She's like more interested in this letter and like the original transcriptions than she is to anything he's saying. But like she's like paying attention.
Got it. I think that's where perhaps a bit of your charisma kind of shines through. You just let people drag on. And like there's a moment where you know that they'll give something up. So if could you give me a skill check regarding either persuasion, deception, intimidation, anything you want to endure this.
I think flavor wise she's like deceiving him. I think she's like trying to seem like she cares, but she actually doesn't. So I'm gonna roll deception.
Hell yeah.
That's a 23.
Oh, that's a good roll. He just goes on about a semi-academic interface between the religiosity of Dawnglove and why it can't be found, but Moonglove is everywhere in Lorwyn, and why does one exist within the other? And besides it's just a seed, and like the seeds can grow anywhere, but why are they so cultivated? And what does it mean that one can kill the other while one heals?
She's like nodding along and like being like, yeah, that's so crazy. obviously like more along the lines of like actually like in the language she's like, yeah, Dawnglove, I wonder if anyone clever will ever figure it out. I think you might be onto something. Like she's like feeding into him.
He's like do you think there could ever be a if you ever needed it, I would put myself forward for a dual paper with you, if you ever needed the assistance. I would be happy to. And he just keeps going.
And she says, "Oh no, I wouldn't want to pull you from your dearest work. I think you're at the cusp of something great, and I don't want to pull you away with my meanderings. I'm always up to something. Can never stick to one idea. I think you're better suited, sticking to your own right this time."
You're so right. I could. He's like, I know I can do this. This is wonderful. I'm so excited to be able to help with whatever you have. If you ever need it. And fully like 20 minutes have passed. You've gotten food. You've eaten. He hasn't done anything besides talk. And then he says, "Well, this has been great."
He definitely thinks that.
He says, "This has been great. I cannot wait for you to see the fair today. If you come by the Agath, perhaps we'll have the master stroke of this Thopter they've been talking about."
While he's talking, is there anything that like I guess I would probably have to roll for this, but like, is there anything like interesting to Jhedda in this room? Like any person who might have a reliquary, or like any person that's doing something interesting for a particular type of anthropological reason? Anyone doing something interesting? She's gonna try to find her way away from him.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Come on, I really need a good perception check. I need to get away from this guy. Oh, that's so bad. That's a 7.
Okay. You, over the din of things, you hear the harp plucking downstairs. You hear whispers. With that perception, nothing really stands out in a way that's not the din of 40-ish people talking over breakfast.
I think she's gonna pretend she heard something interesting, and she's gonna say, "Oh, I think I heard someone speaking about how tree folk can morph their bodies. I think I'm like really interested in that tree folk playing a harp. I'll catch you. I'll catch you later."
He goes, of course. He stands up so hurriedly. He like kind of knocks the chair back and he catches it. And he says, he leaves his like a cindered hand on the scorch mark on the chair, and he goes, "Of course, Mistress. It was a pleasure talking to you today."
And I make my way to the tree folk playing the harp on their body.
Okay, give me one more perception check as you walk down the stairs.
Okay.
At this vantage point, you can see everyone on the bottom.
Yeah.
Floor. On the top floor, on the second floor where you are, there were people like around the edges of the kind of hollow upstairs, and then up beyond the top of you is there are rooms.
I feel like every time I roll perception, I roll incredibly low. I just got a 5.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I don't see nothing. I don't see anything.
Something that you would see, but maybe not clock, and just in the din of it's the same noise as everyone else, is the front door slams shut. Slams shut hard, and like to the point where like you've seen like a crowd of people when they're all making the same din of noise, and then something happens and they kind of all look over to the source. The doors slam shut. There's no one inside. Someone had just walked out and slammed the door angrily. It seemed.
Okay, so there was a loud slam. I didn't see anything else. I mean, anything to get away from this guy, and I feel like my character would know this thing about tree folk. Just tried to like say it to like get out of the conversation.
Absolutely.
So anything interesting, she'll approach. So she'll follow to see who's slammed the door or why.
Okay, you exit the Fat Hen. There's streets left and right. There's people all through it. There's people to the left, people to the right. A street directly ahead of you. There's 25-ish people just walking with carts, wagons, pulling. There's Kithkin moving around. There's goats being moved through. It doesn't seem, nothing really catches your eye.
Okay. Do I have anywhere else to be? When does the fair like start?
Fair starts around just after noonish. You have a few hours.
Okay. I think I'll return back inside and like go investigate the harp player anyways.
Okay. As you shut the door, we'll move from you just across town, down the street to all the other shops in town are open for business. In this building, the closed sign has been shut for several weeks. There's a outside. There's a outside. There is the sign swinging in the breeze is a sign that says Brick Till Bottlers. It is looks like a red bottle on one side, kind of being. And then there's a haze into like a empty, clean bottle on the right side. It seems to be a spell bottler's shop. In the inside, there's a Kithkin man that has not left his house in this shop for at least 2 weeks, and has just shut his door on a delivery of food from the Fat Hen, and he is tearing into this bread. It's bread, water, and soup is all he is, and he's hand over fisting, no spoons, just eating it. He has half white hair, and there's a splotch on his body that is like kind of ash gray down to the middle of his shirtless torso, and he is shoveling food in his mouth. This open area is a kind of a wreck, but in the middle there are massive piles of items piled up on the ground, in some arrangement. But he's been adding things and pulling things apart and taking glass and smashing it and putting it into new piles, and this wood from this piece of wood from this chair needs to go with this space right here, and he's fiddling over this what looks like just a expanse of refuse on the ground, and watching him for the better part of 2 weeks since he kidnapped you is Nox. Would you please describe your character?
Yeah, Nox is kind of unassuming for a Scarecrow, but at the same time a little bit off-putting. They have a burlap sack over their face because their head is just like a skull with a jaw. And anytime that they get excited, their jaw just kind of like clatters a little bit. And you don't really see holes. There's just like smoky black circles where their eyes would be. And they look like they're kind of hopping around on a pogo stick because they have a scythe, but they don't have like legs. So it's just they're a mounted torso, and then they're like the pole that they're attached to, and then they have this like ridiculously large scythe as well.
From the time that Lyle had taken you from your post on this border, he has been losing himself. As he took you from what you would know as an Eclipsed realm, part of his memories and his body and his abilities stayed there. And he came away with kind of a half-withered body, slowly as you've watched him, you've been unseen for these last 2 weeks because in his sabotage of the Agath, he had brought a crate of scarecrows to unleash upon the denizens at this dinner party, and you were there. But you have a mind. You have thought. You hopped away and you just followed him, and you have been hiding in his house for 2 weeks, unseen completely in his rafters. You don't need to sleep. You don't need to eat. You have been watching this man his life slowly fall apart. When you watch him, you've learned everything about him. You've everything that would happen to a person in 2 weeks. You've seen. He's never left his house. He has his food delivered. He has barely had a bath. He's tried all sorts of poultices and things to help heal his calcification process that's starting. He looks, in all sense of the word, just disheveled. He looks like he's hurting, but he's not. You haven't seen the calcification process go anymore. Like what happened in the Eclipse realms, and he's just dealing with it now. And he's kind of eschewed all public viewing, so he doesn't look different, and he doesn't get like seen like, oh, why is Lyle different? Oh, why is Lyle half gray? And we just got attacked by scarecrows. This is the 2 weeks. What have you been doing to pass the time, like as he sleeps?
I have 3 mice, like a family of mice that live in my skull, and they kind of like they'll come out and they'll go like forage for food, but I will just kind of like hold them in my hands, and they'll bring me like trinkets that they have swiped from around Lyle's house, and it's usually just me like, go put that back, or go put that back right now. Yeah, I'm watching him talk to himself and just kind of observing to see if there was a point to all of this, or if he just took me. And because I'm kind of just trying to infer kind of what he wants to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And whenever there's downtime, I just kind of hang out with my mice.
Great. Lyle is doing his things. He's arranging all of this refuse on the ground in some pattern. From your vantage point, it seems like he's just moving things left and right, sometimes around the other side. This is the first time that you have seen him eat in like 3 days, but he has gosh, what am I trying to say? He stops. He waits a moment and give me just a normal. You are far from being detected in any sense of words, but give me a stealth check.
Okay. That would be an 11.
An 11. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, the mice are named Gus, Fern, and Ivy.
Gus, Fern, and Ivy.
Yeah.
Adorable. I wanted to take a moment because I just saw the thing. Because I thought I had a donation thing set up to where it notified me, but we have had donations from Questing Feldegriff, Nuclear Rain, and my wife Jhedda today. And we have officially reached over 200. We have reached over halfway at $280 of the $500 goal.
Anytime there is I have been watching. Anytime there's a donation, there is a twerking goblin that pops up right above your head.
Is there? I can't see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay, twerking goblin. Hell yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't see it.
Hell yeah.
I did the twerking goblin on purpose, and I wish I could see it. Okay. An 11 stealth. And I imagine for that moment, Lyle stops and he kind of looks up and around. He says, "Hello? Have you been watching me this whole time? Did you follow me? Are you here again?" And you hear down the hallway, just underneath you, you hear a female voice go, "Yes." And he starts and looks towards the doorway. You're kind of like catty corner up into the right, and out of the hallway from the darkened door steps a tall Kithkin woman with like a short black hair bob, and kind of coming down to like a vicious point. And she kind of like, she's all in leathers, and she has this like thick black belt, and she kind of leans against the door and says, "You've been a bad boy, Lyle."
Big lady.
Oh no, what are you witnessing?
I like lean it. Nox leans in closer.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh no." He's like, please don't hurt. Please. I tried it. I tried, Malvern. I tried my best. If I could knock Morton out of place and I'd make... Pharos needs to be the mayor. Alba needs to die. I'm sorry. I tried. He's like, and she goes, she's not even moving. She's just looking at him, looking around, looking at the trash, and says, I put a lot of faith in you, and I'm really disappointed. He's like, and he kind of goes down on his knees, and he's like, in this pile, like his knees like scrape the broken bottle glass. He's like, please, I needed to kill Morton, and the Scarecrows that didn't happen because I don't know where everyone went. And she's like, I know, I followed you. There's been so many times where you could have come to find me and you didn't. And he's like, he looks at his like, she looks at his like a half like stone form, like this top of his like useless arm, and she says, gosh, you're really a liability now, aren't you? And Morton goes, please. I don't want to be sent with Figgis. I don't want to be sent with Figgis, please. And she's like, no. Figgis is fine. Figgis is here. We're all doing our best, and Figgis is doing great. I won't send you with Figgis. And he goes, oh. And he says, yeah, and Chloris is fine, and Razorblade, well, Razorblade's good too. But I think out of everyone, they just miss you, but I'm disappointed. So, I think you're, out of everyone, I think you're my loose end. He goes, he's just cowering, and she takes off this whip. She takes it out of her pocket, and it unfurls this long black, exceedingly black whip. And as it unrolls, he's looking at her. He's doesn't know what it is. He's like, you were supposed to find me a way, a pot. You were supposed to find the tincture, something to kill them, but. Now look at you. You put an explosion. You disrupted the Agath, and now you're in hiding. And I think someone needs to inherit your shop. And he goes, no, please. And she's 40-ish feet away from him, and kind of stepping closer to him this whole time. And she unfurls this whip, and it extends in the air, circling around her about 60 feet total, flowing up in a spiral. And he turns and scrambles. And as you watch this in slow motion, give me a perception check. 20 will get you something. 25 will get you everything.
Okay. I used one of the natural 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody oppose that?
Makes sense to me. Get that info.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one of the natural 20s. So that would give me a 24.
24? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The whip, as it extends, you feel otherworldly evil. It extends far beyond its normal reach. It was 4 feet long. It was 4 to 5 feet long when she unfurled it. And now it's 80 feet, 90 feet. And it's just up in the air, twirling. And as it strikes, you swear you hear screams from thousands of other people. As it strikes Morton, it hits him right in the back, and he disperses into ash in front of you. He falls toward the door, his stone bits falling before his flesh does, and they clatter on the ground and then turn into ash. With a 24, you see all of his ash turns into tiny people that scream and fall into dust as they fall into the cracks of the wood. And she refurls the whip. It comes back, it shrinks back down to about 6 feet. She looks at the floor, and she says, she picks out a point, seemingly arbitrarily, but she kicks open this almost Stonehenge-like place that's been it looks like it's he's put a lot of clothes there to represent a forest, and she kicks it. And she's like, he would have been... I hate losing people. And then she turns, and as she turns, she throws her hand to the side and takes a rack of shelves and just yanks it to the floor. And all of the spell bottles of Alchemist's Fire, Frost, Tangling Growth just spread across the ground. And I'll say on a 24, you will remember the map that Lyle had made on the floor as the whole building starts to burn down.
I gotta get out of there.
Yeah, you'll get out of there when we come back from break.
Wow.
We'll take a
Dun
30-minute
dun
break.
dun.
Are we on break?
We're going to take a break.
30-minute break.
Perfect. So we'll start back where we were. First of all, again, this is a fundraising stream for Trans Lifeline. If anyone ever needs to have it, it's there. About the thing I love about Trans Lifeline as a proponent of the trans community, we want to have a lifeline where people can call and not be demeaned or when God, what's the word? I practice this and I could say it better. Save hotlines. The other hotlines have non-consensual responder rates for suicide prevention, things like that. Whereas you can call Trans Lifeline and have a non-judgmental call, all free. The website's super safe to use if you need a quick exit from it, things like that. It's a beautiful thing we need in this economy and in this day and time. Again, any donation you send to Trans Lifeline through the Tiltify gives you a chance to raffle one of the fantabulous prizes donated by the Magic the Gathering community. We've got over 30 game-genic options, deck boxes, playmats, and quiver time, whole Nexus deck boxes to fill the quiver with, sleeves, and carrying case tabletop jocks, playmats from Jank Mats. We have an original MF Flame painting from Magic MTGCritical. Whole communities come together on this, and we're doing amazing work and doing for a great cause. And I think I want to thank everyone else for being here again. Where we ended, we had Nox in a building that just saw a Kithkin get murdered by another Kithkin, whom I'm told I didn't need to make as hot as I did, but that's where we're at.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, Marvin's just she's just hanging out, whipping folks. Lyle Breakshill, the Kitchen inventor that runs this bottle shop, had apparently snuck in several scarecrows to disrupt the egg weeks ago, and one, after all of them had been slain, one remained and followed Lyle to his home, and has just been haunting him, literally, for 2 weeks in his rafter. That's Nox, and Nox saw Mauvrin come in, take him out, and burn the map that was on Lyle's floor that he had made, which Nox had seen before Mauvrin took her hand through a whole stack of corpse spell bottles, things like Alchemist Fire, Ray of Frost, Spike Growth, all along the floor, and all of them explode when the bottle does. And then the whole room is immediately engulfed in elemental fire and spreading vines that just catch a light by themselves. In Nox's escape, how do you escape, Nox?
I gather up Gust, Fern, and Ivy, and getting them into my back into my skull.
Yeah.
And then, is there I know I'm in the rafters. Is there a window?
Oh, yeah, there's rafters. There's a second floor. There's a first floor shop. There's a second floor living quarters, and then an attic on top of that.
Okay, and Malvern went out.
Malvern
like,
went
already
further
gone.
into the house, like she went through, like she's gonna leave through the back door, perhaps.
Okay. Do I have like a straight shot for the front door?
Yeah, for real, for sure.
Okay. I would make an attempt to make my way for the front door as like quietly as possible.
Okay, so you stealth it through.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
Yeah, to do the to escape the fire and this growth vine.
Does a 17 get me out?
Oh yeah, we get you everywhere.
Okay,
You-
it's a 15 on the die, and I have +2 for acrobatics.
You scrabble along through the rafters, not even touching the ground, and get to the front door. If you leave through the front door, a scarecrow is going to be leaving a building on fire in the middle of the town.
Ooh, good call.
You can attempt to go up through the roof,
Okay,
or follow Malvern out the back door. Malvern.
I think I'll take the roof route.
Okay. You make your way. Give me a perception check as you try to find your way, because you haven't moved. You've been in this room for basically 2 weeks.
Yeah, 19.
19. Perfect. You make your way to the roof. Go through the attic. You have working hands. Your scythe hooks onto your back, and you have these. Do we determine you have antlers or no?
Yes.
Yes, you have antlers out your skull. A small rack of antlers. As you climb through the attic, there is a small window that overlooks on like each of the 4 sides. One of them overlooks the neighboring building, so you can climb on that one, no problem.
Okay.
Give me a perception check. I'll use that 19. On that 19, you see Lyle has taken stuff out of his attic and thrown it about on the floor. You see something on the ground that catches your eye with the 19, a small wooden disc with 7 or 8 spirals on it, and there's a sliver of the disc on the outside coming to 2 points that looks like a discarded amulet. The disc has 8 spirals on it, and then there's a silver sliver of a moon on the originating from the left, and you see the necklace itself is snapped, and it's like you snapped it off his neck and threw it down.
Okay. I would pocket that.
Pocket that. You touch it. You know it. You have one already. It's a reliquary of dawn. It's what he used to get you across the borders without changing. There's some other religious significance with it too. You can look at that later. As you get up onto the roof, you can already see below you people gathering towards in the street. Down the street, we see we hear whistles going. Long, terse whistles being spread throughout the city, to watchtowers, to windmills, to points of vantage points. Tig, you are awoken on the plushest couch you've ever seen. You have completely wrecked it with the sharpness of your hooves. You've eaten your weight in bog butter. Everything's too salty. You smell a little iffy.
Hell yeah.
Inside the fat hen, you see Cass. Jhedda hears the alarms. It's almost like it's been 2 or 3 minutes as you're listening to the street folk go on about the suppleness of willow is the perfect for the strings. As I spread here, I can insert them myself, and this is
Nodding. I'm nodding, like writing it down, but like I don't care. I genuinely don't care.
Yeah, spread, insert them. Got it. Noted.
As people, you hear the alarms of. You've heard these before elsewhere. This town's alarm system. Being a smithing village, fires are taken very seriously. You see people running outside with buckets. Down the street, past that coming into town, just past the Arbiter's gong, Bag looks up and sees a fire. And people look towards you, Bag, as helpful. But as in that moment, we'll go back in time to you about taking that 20-minute walk down the road, because you move a lot slower than you would normally, with Bumpy in tow and all of the children.
Yeah.
Let's do a Bag description as well, if we can, and we'll start there.
Okay. I guess taking another run at it without my equipment on fire and dead. So looking at Bag, she's around 12 feet tall, sort of tall, lanky giant. She has like reddish hair and the ruddy skin that is indicative of a white person who never wears sunscreen and is outside far too much. She's got a big woolen cloak that's clasped at the front with the skull of a Phyrexianized goat that's been sort of burned to a titanium sheen, with just some little bits of giant craft armor underneath over like a sort of big stitched together peasanty dress. Big nose, some scars and scratches that come from being like 300 years old. And yeah, she's just walking, Sir Filer, or Nemona's riding on Bumpy, the sort of big, sort of black and gray, kind of salt and pepper goat with big old horns, have runes carved into them. And the runes match the big sort of shepherd's hook that Bag carries, that it seems to go into a sort of point underneath the crook, as if, maybe this goat's got some magic carved into his horns, who knows. Also, he's a sky goat, so I guess he got big goat wings. And yeah, we're just probably more lazily than Sir Filer would want, strolling back into town. Like an adult going when they know there's no rush, and a very impatient child trying to get them to hurry.
This is so true. Bag is surrounded by the gang of pre-13-year-old children named by Sir Filer the Untrustworthy Fellows. Really just a bunch of kids doing kid stuff that look to you for, is this a yes thing or a bad thing? Can we steal this milk? Yes? Alright, we stole this milk for you. Can I ride on Bumpy and make Bumpy poop on a house? No? Okay.
All the kids seem to think she's the source of mischief, but all the adults actually know she's basically the town guidance counselor.
You are a put upon giant. It is an arbitration. It is something to be visited every 50 years to arbitrate, like the election of a mayor. It's another thing to be visited every day to arbitrate who gets a ride on Bumpy and whether or not Sylvexis is actually evil.
We're still on the fence with that one.
Yeah.
She's not wild about him, but she's giving him a chance.
Nemona Filer, she's the daughter of Gladys Filer, the local broom maker, makes exquisite artisanal brooms. They come to you with to bless their trinkets. If they steal something incredibly fine, they'll bring it to you.
If they steal anything too expensive, I bring it back to town later and give it back.
Yeah. Can you tell people about the arbitrating gong?
Oh yeah, so in town there's a sort of big brass gong that's kind of set up in a clearing that if they need me for whatever reason, somebody runs up and hits it. And if I need something from them, I guess I walk to within throwing range and just yeet a rock at the gong from across the field if I need something. It really feels like they should have just done a second gong, but Bag does like the target practice.
There's a littered hill, with all the rocks, going to and from town. You have to carry rocks with you sometimes to refill your stash. Among the children, there's Aiden. a Kithkin boy who has like massive crystal spectacles that kind of like exacerbate all the light coming out of his eyes. There's Safi, another Kithkin girl that looks up to Nimona. There's Steph, who absolutely tries their best to be a Bag impersonator, so they're like walking the same way, big steps, big anime delinquent steps after Bag, like dragging a tiny stuffed like toy canvas goat that their parents have made for them, and then Nimona's adopted brother, Sylvexus the Unholy, is a fairy who is like midnight purple and black that completely speaks in cryptic, macabre riddles and never says anything good, and is just kind of hanging out, just watching everything like he's in an interrogation room, like he's outside of an interrogation room watching a bunch of people just go about their lives. And Nimona has taken it upon themselves to enlist you as a personal arbiter to judge their entrance into the Child's Inventors Fair today. An animated broom, which their mother absolutely made, but they have decorated, and they have decorated very well, and then someone else tried to help decorate it, and then Nimona did not like that. So they're bringing you into town. She has given you a scroll, a judgment scroll, to like pass your vote on once you get to the Beag after before the main event happens. The children then will have.
Okay.
As we go down the road, what does Bag think about?
I think she's just sort of hyping up Nimona a little bit, like, okay, well, it is my job as the town arbiter to judge things, so, you're good on that one. So, no notes. I don't think you have to worry about being too tricky. I've been sort of watching from the gate what's been going on. They crashed a Zeppelin a bit ago. There's, some balloon accidents. I saw a Thopter fly into a tree, and then a bunch of Kithkin couldn't get it out for several hours. I don't think the competition's going to be too bad in your category. Just, little bit of trickery, but just do your best. You'll be fine.
Nimona, in a very haughty way, says, "Look, Bag, I know I'm awesome, but there's only all of these old heads, they only want to see the prettiest thing, or the most functional thing, or the thing that benefits society the most. I don't care. What I want is something that will destabilize economies, make it mine. I want, if old Alpha can get out of the way and just, there's an election coming up. You can put my name in. I can't do it. I'm too young."
I think maybe you should have a few more, I don't know, maybe a little bit more leadership experience before I put your name in to be the mayor.
You're right. What I should do is I should infiltrate the Iron Guild, find out where the war's coming from, and then I can control
let
all the money.
Let me just cut you off. Have you considered maybe teaching some of the other kids how to ride goats like you do Bucket? That's like a life skill that these youngins actually do need.
Everyone can
you're
ride
good
a
at that.
goat. Everyone can ride a goat.
Can they ride it well? Can they make it do the dressage or whatever you call it like you do?
Aiden is up on your shoulder. You've kind of moved him off to the side where you have a leather holder for him to sit on so he doesn't burn you. And he goes, "Yeah, I can ride the goat, but they don't like it when I get close."
Yeah, they have elemental goats.
They do?
Okay, well, let me make a note of that. I'll see if I can maybe do some trading and get a fire goat for you.
Nimona says, "Yeah, but if you get one, Aiden, I get to name it." She's like, "Well, it's called Michael. I'd like to ride a big goat too."
Okay, well, this town is lousy with goats. He can have the one that he can ride on without killing it. It's fine. Honestly, what y'all name it is kind of y'all's thing. I don't think y'all need me to arbitrate that for you.
Well, if we disagree, then it's illegally on you.
Okay, well, if you disagree, I defer to Bucket. Whoever Bucket goes to, if you call him, that person gets to name the goat. Bucket's a good judge of character.
You see Safi, who's currently Nimona is on Bag. Nimona is on Bumpy, the Cloud Goat. Safi is currently on Bucket, right? Safi's in the kick and roll. And she says, but not all of us can ride a ghost. Savexis can hold on to one, though. And Nimona says, Savexis the Unholy Filer. That's his name, the whole thing. You gotta say the whole thing.
Okay, well, Savexis the Unholy Filer.
That's right.
I mean, he can still hold on to goat moves. I mean, I can't ride most goats. He just needs to find one small enough. That's where I got Bumpy from. I mean, I still can't really ride Bumpy, but yeah, the point still stands.
Yeah. Nimona looks back behind you where Savexis is kind of like trailing. He like half walks and like half flies. So he'll like fly and land and fly and land. Just kind of following behind. Flipping over rocks sometimes and move, like he'll just run up to a flower and push it gently. And Nimona says, Savexis, what are your decrees today? And everyone kind of stops and looks back expectantly, and Savexis says, I will turn these unforgiving worlds into a star. All right, Savexis, that's a vote for me.
All right, well, that sounds good to me. Well, I guess you're all stars in my eyes. You know, we'll just go with that.
Emptiness so deep.
Yep, an emptiness of competition for Sir Filer. That
Nimona like leans back on Bumpy a little bit and puts her legs up and says, You're right, go on, Bag. Everyone was right. Mom was right about you. You're pretty great.
Okay. I think as we get closer to town, they were hounding me about being too slow and making a miss breakfast and all that. So I think I'm gonna hand Nimona just like a log of salami that has a big bite taken out of it and like a big sort of dried oat sort of lump. This is Bag's giant breakfast. I'm sorry y'all came here before breakfast, but you do need to have your energy to do all your performing and displaying and such today. Why don't y'all take this with you? I'll go grab something at the Hen. I'll have Bumpy lead y'all ahead, and I'll just meet y'all in town. Don't worry, I've sworn my allegiance to Sir Filer, so you have my vote. Just, you got this, do your best for everyone else. And then she gives them an amount of food that probably weighs as much as one of them does.
Just put it on a bucket.
Yeah. And I think, Bumpy doesn't let many people ride him, but I think sort of going into town, she'll have the kids kind of load up on Bumpy and let him know to fly him into town and then come back.
Okay. Hell yeah. Fly the children into town and come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. You let them depart. Savexis holds your eyes for far too long, and then fades backwards into the distance.
Probably should have told him that oat roll had bones in it, but I'm sure they'll be fine.
What do you do before you get to town? Kind of on your own.
I think she enjoys the 5 minutes of peace she has where there's not children asking her a bunch of inane questions. Bumpy flies back after a bit and she just sort of gives him some scritches. Real just nerdy covered in burls and weird bumps and lumps goat. He's her little baby. And yeah, she just kind of has a nice stroll and starts thinking about what
god-awful huge order she's going to burden the hen with because she just gave all her breakfast away.
Got it. As you are making your way through with Bumpy alone, you walk into town. There's two main gates, a north gate and a south gate. As they from your vantage point, you kind of have to go east and go around to the north gate. That's just the way the slope is, so you can put your gong up on that side. You pocket some rocks as you pass your gong station. A couple of them, like the smaller Kithkins larger Kithkins can put some up into like a basket holder for you, so you don't have to as just a courtesy.
Of course.
And a lot of the rocks are named too, so if you need a rock. If you're throwing a rock that you need to talk to someone specific, you can throw their name stone and hit the gong, and then that person can come out.
I love this sort of telecommunication system we've worked out.
As you get into town, a very hurried Kithkin woman comes barreling out of a side alley and almost bumps into your leg. Bumpy the goat kind of stops and puts all his paws out like he's expecting danger, all his hooves out. But it's it's your mail carrier. Got her name right here. It's your mail carrier, Sion. And she stops and she goes, "Oh, hey, Beag, I got you're in town. I don't have to come looking for you."
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm in two spots usually, but how's it going? Morning.
I'm good. Things are going good here. I got a fresh package of something stinky from your dad's.
Oh, awesome. Great. I'm sure this will sit around until it goes bad.
She says it's in the usual spot. I can't carry it. I just left the rest of the mail on top. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Do you need anything for me to grab off you now, or
no?
you're just gonna leave it at the gate?
No, everything's there. And she kind of points over to this shack that's next to the stables, and there it looks to be a very out of place log with a hinge on it, like an upright of a turned and fashioned wood that has the top cut off and then a hinge on top of it, and then a small bundle.
Okay. Well, thank you. Enjoy the fair today.
She's like, I'll be working all day. It's all right.
All right. Well, you can come by the gate later if you want to have some oats, I guess, and whatever this stinky food my dad sent over is.
She kind of playfully shrugs and says, "Hey, drinks to the hen sometime. Maybe next year. You told me last year. Maybe next year."
Okay. I go check my mail.
You go over to the stables. There's goats everywhere. There's a riding wisent, a riding ox that has been stabled there, with a pretty nice red dyed leather bridle. And next to it, outside, is under a little awning, is a log about 4 feet across of a large tree cross section. Large tree with a little top on it, with a little satchel on top.
It's Bag's P.O. box, basically.
Well, no, whatever is inside, you can smell it from here. It is your father's Wilbur's famous mountain brie cheese.
Oh, I hope they didn't carry this through anywhere warm on the way here. And I open it up.
It's
hold my breath.
It's terrible.
All right. I take it. I look for any notes or anything, and then I look for if whatever the Lorwyn equivalent of hogs are.
They're right next to you for sure.
All right. Cheese immediately goes to them.
As you toss the cheese, all the pigs have been up against the fence waiting for this. Whatever the smell has, it's been enticing them for hours. And they tear into it. You open the note from your dad and says, "There's only basically it says there's only so many times your father can get the wrong ingredients that I can make something edible out of any of it. I hope this finds you well. The mountains are good. It's snowing. Surprise. I hope the crackers made it, and they did not make it. There's nothing.
I look at the liquefied remains of crackers stuck underneath the cheese.
It's all seed and oat, and like it's been so long, like the seeds underneath the cheese have like started sprouting, and like they didn't dry the seeds out before they made it. It's just a hodgepodge of like honey, seeds, millet, all sorts of grains. Basically like a trail ration that has started growing itself.
Yeah. Bag's been spoiled by Kithkin food. This was probably great whenever she first came here. But she has gotten used to seasonings.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you got.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, she's going to prestidigitate the mailbox clean so the neighbors don't complain. And also the note.
Beautiful.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good. Where do you have like a satchel on you?
Yeah, she probably has like a bag sort of under her big wool coat. So she just puts the mail in.
Great. There's a lot of time in your day. There's a lot of time before the child's contest. There's a lot of the Children's Adventures Fair. There's a lot of time before you're even needed as an arbiter for most things. So the morning is yours. You hear in the distance a little further in town, you start hearing the telltale signs that you've heard for centuries. The Kithkin fire alarms, the whistles, start one, and then the retort is shared down the streets. The thought weft waking up in someone in the Kithkin's minds, so people immediately in a relay to the edge of town start drawing the wells to respond to a fire.
Okay. Well, sounds like something's on fire. I'm just gonna take this mailbox log and scoop a bunch of like dirt and pig slop and whatever, earthy stuff into it and just carry it with me to throw on the fire.
Okay, yeah, you can basically pick up a trough of water, put it in the mailbox, and just carry it over.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Awesome.
Gotta do my parts. Fucking someone's burned something down again.
Tig, you wake up on a plush couch, destroyed by hooves.
Yeah.
You look down. You hear the alarms. You wake up. You're like, where am I? Why?
Yeah. Huge butter hangover.
Huge butter hangover. What's that on the floor? It's as you've been sleeping, your reliquary of dawn fell off. You are now your Shadowmoor self.
Got it.
As you look in the mirror, who do we see?
Yeah, so the hair that was very shaggy is it when I wake up, it's almost as if like I used like the butter grease in my sleep to just like slick my hair back behind my ears.
Yeah.
Now you see this like very proper looking what normally appears as a like old military like uniform seems to appear old given the context of me and what I look like. But when I have my hair slicked back and I'm standing up proper, I'm gained like 3 inches because I'm not slouching anymore, and the cane is now the perfect height. And I hear the alarms, and I'm very immediate to figure out what's going on. So I'd make my way to the closest exit, like very straightforward, very to the point. Go.
Okay. Do you put this Reliquary of Dawn is on loan to you from Morton? Part of your payment is this reliquary that they've kind of like handed down.
Yeah.
It's one of the towns. And do you put it on before you leave?
So I wake up, I hear the alarms going off. Do I recognize that
Yes.
I don't have it on me, correct?
Yeah, when you got the notification that you were hired,
Yeah.
you were hired as your
Okay.
So you know what the reliquary is that came with the. It didn't come with the note, but it came with. They met you at a border, and
Got
gave it to you there, and an emissary brought you.
Yeah. Okay. Given all of that, then yeah. I would immediately recognize. Oh, I don't have it on me. I'll reach down, grab it. The hair just immediately like flumps back down.
Great. As you exit, coming out the right from Morton's house, you see as you leave, you see a very disgruntled servant, I guess. One of his attendants that keeps his house like tidy. You see her like kind of waiting and cowered in the corner for you to leave, and just like looking at you, kind of scared, but like, oh man, I'm gonna have to redo that couch before he finds out, kind of thing.
I would I look back at the couch and I see my hoof prints and the little like jagged cuts and abrasions that I've made in the couch, and I reach into my pocket and I wink at this servant as I flick a rock that I've stolen from Morton previously to her, as like a tip of sorts.
You gave her a rock?
And then I flick the rock in like a coin through the air at her. I scrape my hooves on the ground and I exit the door.
Oh my god!
I should note that like at no point in time does my face read like this is done out of rudeness or like anything.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that I do.
Yeah.
That's Tig being Tig.
The fact that it can be construed as absolutely so fucking rude.
Yeah.
is really
It's
fucking
never
funny to me.
ever meant that way. I do it every single time I'm gonna cross the threshold.
It's so good. Outside the house to the right, the fire. It's spreading along the first floor. It's catching. Jhedda, you have heard the alarms from the fat hen. You exit the door with everyone else. You see, as you hear it, the second before you hear it, every Kithkin in the room, their eyes light up in a wave. Boom, like ripple, and their eyes light up in a flash, and then they all turn at the same time, like a Doctor Who villain. You know, they all like move their heads immediately at once as the thought weft penetrates, and you hear the alarms, the alarm whistles, the fire outside. What do you do?
Do I know that the alarms are for fire, or is it the Kithkin saying that it's fire?
Absolutely. You've been around enough to know that's just a normal fire alarm.
Okay.
Certain sentries throughout towns you've been in have whistles to alert at a distance.
Okay. I am not gonna run.
Okay.
I'm sort of gonna walk casually with everyone else. Like, people are rushing, but she's more like, I don't want to get like trampled by a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my time, but I'm like curious what's going on.
Okay.
Like, it seems like the Kithkin are gonna handle it, and I don't know too many cooks in the kitchen. So like, I think she's just casually walking towards where the fire is coming from.
Okay. You see. Give me a perception check while you wait, because you're with the tree folk at the moment, and when the tree folk hears fire, he's like, "I ain't touching that."
And I'm like, understandable. I got an 8 on perception. Everything is sub 10 on perception.
I'm so sorry. Ferris has come down from his the place where you left him, essentially, and you can tell he's been writing as he scrambles down the stairs, and he drops. He's like putting like a small like handbound book in his pocket as he leaves, and he darts off after he lets the Kithkin go through from people from the water, from the wells, and he heads out to help. Give me 1 second.
Does he drop the book, or is he just puts it in his pocket?
You don't see, but
okay.
your new tree folk friend Jack, he says, "Hey, that guy dropped something."
and I'm like, I imagine like in the chaos and all the thing that's going on, I don't really know, so I'm gonna be like, oh dear, tell me where, can you point it out? You don't have to go in the direction of the fire, but it would help me immensely if you could point it out. I know him, I could give it back to him.
Oh, of course, it's just right at the bottom of the stairs there.
Is there like, am I like gonna get trampled if I go grab it?
Not at all. You can scoop it up, no problem.
Okay, I scoop it up and then I read it because I'm nosy.
It is his personal notes. His personal notes of his day, of the last few days. It's a kind of a newish book. There's only about 20 or so pages filled, but you have his whole essentially inside thoughts. His diary, notebook, something akin to that.
Me, the player character, needs to know if I'm in that book. If Jhedda's in that book.
Oh, you find it, like, you immediately find he was writing about you on top of the stairs after you left him. And he's like, had breakfast with Mistress Jhedda. It went fantastic. It goes back like that several pages. Every interaction you've had with him.
It's just endless pages.
Yeah, endless pages. He's like, back about 2 weeks ago, he says, the director has hired a detective to investigate the goings-on and the sabotage of the area. This can only be overshadowed by the fact that the famous Mistress Jhedda has graced Burrington with her presence. The academic minds of Lorwyn are coming together finally. And we'll see what we can discover together. He said, and like just below that, he said, had a nice tofu sandwich for lunch. Like it's a mix of things. If you want to spend more time, you can absolutely get in there.
I think what I'll do is, like, she tends to read and walk. She's like perfected the art of like walking and reading because she doesn't really care about walking, but she does care about reading. Yeah. So I think that she would attempt to like go in the direction of the people, the Kithkins that are going, because she's like excited about what's going on there. Yeah. But at the same time, she's like covertly trying to read more of this journal.
Okay. As you pick it up and you kind of like meander back towards Jack, so you're reading this thing, and you leave the door. He kind of looks over at you and goes, "What is this? Is that paper?"
Who's saying this? Is it Pharaohs?
That's the tree folk, Jack.
Oh, I was just like, yeah, it's just.
Is that paper? Weird.
Yeah.
He turns away.
And I like, she's like flabbergasted. She's like, I don't really know the right thing to say here.
Yeah, like, paper. Okay.
She's like, yeah. And then she scuttles away reading and like trying to follow the.
Cool. You scuttle away. You follow the Kithkin wave coming out the fat head. That's a funny sentence. As you do, the streets are already filled. There's nothing you can do unless you want to do something class ability wise that the Kithkin don't already have sorted, right? If there's anything,
I kind of am trying to get to the front of the crowd. So if there's anything that I could do to like sort of assert that I'm helping, even though she doesn't really care about helping, she just wants to see what's going on.
Sure.
Can I do like acrobatics, athletics, or something to get to the front of the crowd?
I say yes, and even so, you can give me a charisma check just for people to feel your presence. Like you are a known person.
So just flat charisma or
Flat charisma or a skill associated, no problem.
Yeah, I'll do
People will
charisma.
make way.
I'm sort of talking my way through the crowd.
Yeah,
Excuse
exactly.
me, I'm an important person. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 27.
God. If there was a Red Sea allegory that is appropriate right now, you part them. It's one Kithkin looking at you, knowing that you're important as fuck, and then thought wefting that idea to everyone, and everyone immediately moves. It's like they don't even have to look; they just have to step out. They know you're behind them, and they just step aside. It's you.
While I'm like walking through the crowd and like telling people I'm important, I'd like to like grab a bucket of water from one of the Kithkin so I look like I know what I'm doing.
Done. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You get to the front of the line. There's a bucket chain basically, to where you're kind of at the front now, or as front as you want to be. You have clear sight to the building. Break till bottlers, a spell bubbling shop, has essentially caught on fire. It does have a neighboring building connected by wooden walls, 3 stories tall. First floor shop. You know how this happens. First floor shop, second floor living quarters, probably an attic up there somewhere. Tig, you arrive at the same time from the opposite direction. You're a detective. Bag from the south, from the north rather. You arrive with a barrel of water, and you're 12 foot tall, 14 on a good stretch day. It's easy for you to see everything that happens. People hear you coming, and same thing, thought weft. They make way for the Arbiter to help. Arbiter. Ward. I just think of Halo the whole time. They just make way for you to get to the front.
I make some fun Scooby-Doo Arbiter noises as I'm coming through.
Yeah. The 3 of you are each at like three prongs of essentially this like a corner of the street. On top, Nox. Amazingly, your whole camera is washed out by the sun.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is this helping? There we go. Maybe? Oh, not helping at all.
It's cosmetic. We can just see your pretty face.
Okay.
When you are you staying hidden on top, or are you moving?
I'm kind of curious about like what's going on below me, but I am staying up top for a little bit longer.
All right. Give me a stealth check while you hang out.
Okay. That's a 16 on the die. And 18.
Ooh, very good. Bag. You are the closest, technically, trigonometry ways, to the building. Can you give me a perception check?
Yes. That is an 11. I'm not that perceptive.
Okay. You see what everyone else sees at the moment. You see the bottle shop. You know Lyle. You knew his family. You don't know where he is. You see the bottom floor has caught fire completely. Everyone's throwing their buckets. They're abating it to try to the best thing that can happen right now is you can either everyone move their attention to save the next building or attempt to save this first. Attempt to redouble efforts to save this building itself. What's everyone doing?
I think I'm gonna call the attention of the folks around me and say, at least for Bag, because she doesn't know y'all are here or other player characters yet. I think she's gonna be like, this building's done. Keep it from spreading. I'm gonna look for what's his name again?
Lyle.
I'm gonna look for Lyle. Keep it from spreading.
Okay.
And like a Pokemon trainer, I'm going to fling Bumpy through the second-story window and warg into Bumpy to see through his eyes.
What the fuck? That's right. Bumpy is a familiar. That's right.
Familiar. Yeah, so all the runes on her armor and her staff light up, and kind of like the Thought Whipped, Bumpy's eyes go green.
Hell yeah.
And she just throws a goat through the window to look around to see if she can see anything, because she can't fit in there.
Just below you, Knox, you hear a second floor window shatter, and the hoofs and bleats of a goat. This is all new to you. You've never, you don't know if you've ever seen a goat. When Bumpy gets in, give me a perception check with Bumpy's, with a perception check for Bumpy.
Bumpy stats. All right.
Bumpy stats.
That's a 5.
Great.
We're dream team here.
Bumpy finds a stack of mushy old carrots, and it's just been in it. He landed in it. He's happy. He's happy as a pig and shit.
Okay. I guess Bag's gonna look around through his eyes a bit, not see anybody.
Here's what
in
you
here.
see. Here's what you see even on a 5. Sorry to interrupt. I was making a joke, but there is an important thing. You see a house covered in soot right now, just disheveled. Someone has not been living here well for weeks. There's clothes everywhere. There's discarded food. With a 5, the smoke is even up here too much, but it hasn't caught the floor that Bumpy's standing on is definitely charring, right? And flames are coming up the stairs pretty much.
Okay. Looking around, I note that it looks like some hoarder shit's been going on in here.
Yeah.
You also see carrot.
Sorry. You also see this the door to the attic just above Bumpy is open.
Okay, that's good to know. I will have Bumpy fly up there.
All right, Bumpy meanders 20 feet down below. Tig, what are we doing?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, so I see the house is on fire. Do I see the goat go through a window?
Sure do.
Okay, so I see Bag.
And you know of that. You're well acquainted.
Yes, of course. Do I see a Scarecrow on the roof?
Let me look at yours. No, by 1 they beat you with a 19.
Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to think. I know of this building. I know.
Yeah,
the person
this is the dude.
Like,
You found this guy's second day. Is this whole town. The thing about sort of hive mind, like one person can sneeze and the Thought Whipped sends relays to everyone in town, is when panic happens, you have to immediately cut yourself off. When paranoia sets in, you can physically, mentally sever yourself from the Thought Whipped. There are people you talk to just in random day that's like, oh yeah, I haven't heard from Lyle in like 2 days, and you scouted his house, find that he hadn't been opened in days, and that he had a cart that carried things to the agate, and then it was absolutely him that brought these scarecrows in.
Got it. So, but I don't think he's there, right? Everything I know that he hasn't been working the shop. He hasn't come or gone.
Yeah,
I have no reason to think that he's there. So this is my thought process here is that Bag, the Arbiter, has just told everybody to start preserving the other buildings so that this doesn't spread, that this building's gone. I would like to walk up to the front of the building. I can see that it's that the entire first floor is on fire.
Yeah, the windows have smashed outwards of fire. There's no blowback going to happen, you don't think, unless the second floor happens. Now with the vent on the second floor, things are going to start opening up a lot faster.
Okay. I think this is what I would do then. Let me bring this spell. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to bring the building down. I think the fastest way to smother the flames, it's an empty building, fastest way to smother the flames and protect the buildings around it is to drop a bunch of dirt and debris on top of it. So I'm going to, from about 60 feet away, I'm gonna cast Shatter, centering it on right next to the front door of the building, assuming that there's a structural beam there, you know. So I'm gonna attempt to cast Shatter on the front structural support of this building.
Great. Give me a let me look at the shatter spell real quick. 10-foot radius sphere that would cover the whole front side. That would cover the whole first floor if it's center of the radius sphere. 20 feet, it's a radius sphere, right? So wham, centered. So you can basically cave in the entire front side of the building.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
Can you make a you can roll damage if you like. I'm just gonna with the damage structure, no problem. It's gonna come down. How well it comes down is up to you. I'm gonna have you roll a spellcraft check.
Okay. It's 18 damage, but I'll roll the spellcraft.
Great.
What do you need for that?
Just roll a charisma check. So it's D20 plus your either
I got a 12 on the die. 12. What am I adding?
Add your proficiency bonus and your charisma.
Okay, so 19 total.
19 total. Kick ass. What does your shatter spell look like?
Yeah, so I reach into my pocket and I a little bit of this black powder and I sprinkle it on the end of the my cane, and then I smack the shillelagh on the ground, and this almost like a fuse has been lit. This like trail of dust like kicking up from the ground it makes its way snaking to the front of this building before essentially it looks like a bomb explodes.
Okay.
But invisible and force damage.
Yeah. So you tell everyone I'm gonna bring the building down.
Yeah. So I would walk up. I would look at I would see Bag. I would see the other Kithkin with their buckets, and I would just yell, "Clear the front of the building! It's coming down!" and then cast it.
My goat's in there.
It's coming right for us. Bag, give me a perception check for all your senses are in Bumpy at the moment. Give me a perception check for Bumpy.
That's a 12.
12? Okay.
I will one of my portent rolls, and I'll have Bumpy roll a 17, actually.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So you hear that.
Flectomancer, baby.
Absolutely. You hear that, you use your portent. I feel portent is an incredibly important ability. What does it look like for you when you change probability? Like you have divined this moment to happen. That Bumpy needed a bump. Like what does it look like for you?
Yeah, I think Bag gets with the whole like name sleep kind of prophetic dreams things giants have. I think Bag just gets little glimpses when she's sleeping of things throughout the day that when she gets to them, it's like sort of almost final destination of seeing how something's going to go bad and then avoiding that.
Ooh.
So I don't think it's like an active spell casting. I think it's just sort of like almost when you get deja vu, like I saw something bad was going to happen and now it's all coming together. Or I saw something kick-ass was going to happen, and now things are coming together.
Hell yeah!
Like a fuzzy premonition that becomes very clear the closer you get to it.
Yeah. Immediately to Tig's left, we have Jhedda. Jhedda, you have a bucket. You see a Noggle that you have heard Pharaohs talk about. This is the detective that was hired to help the Agath. You've seen him about. He eats a ton of stuff. He goes through like 4 or 5 plates of the fat hen every morning. You see him roll up, say the building's going to come down. Best way to save it.
You have a bucket of water there. What do you do?
I like see that the building is coming down. Like at first I'm grabbing a bucket just to kind of look like I belong because I'm nosy. I just wanted to see like what was going on. And when I see when I see Tag basically like say the building's coming down, I actually am like, oh, I actually should probably help at this point. So she's kind of going to like position herself between the building that's coming down and the one with the embers starting to fleck up in between.
Yeah.
And she's gonna cast Snillic Snowball Swarm. So she's gonna shoot like snowballs in between the embers to kind of put them out in between these buildings as it comes down.
That's an adorable spell name.
Yeah, it's like really cute. I like saw it. I was like, this is so adorable. Like a snowball swarm. And like just a little thing about it is that they can make a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way, which I think is really cute.
Yeah, they can dive. That's really fun. So you want to like put it attack, like basically hit the barrier between the buildings, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to do it as like the shatter is coming down to like mitigate the amount of like embers shoot off of it. Yeah. So I'm kind of like seeing the buildings coming down, and I want to shoot it into those embers.
Kick ass. Awesome. Do you have a specific way you want your magic to appear? Like what does it look like?
So she like because she's been in the in between, she has those little white Ramekin like bluish flames, and they're like very like quiet when she's in town because she's very red. But she sort of like sticks her hand into the blue flame and kind of tries to like pull the snow out of that section. Whoa. Like she's just like pulling the little bit of like Ramekin in her out. Yeah. To kind of throw these snowballs out.
Hell yeah. 3 things happen simultaneously. Bumpy hears the detective. Does Bumpy go up into the attic?
Like he hears the shatter starting to go off, / Bag hears that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to unsummon Bumpy and just blink him out of existence so he's not in the building when it goes down. Okay. And Bag goes back to normal.
Okay. Bumpy, there, just inside the attic, Bumpy looks out, it was going up the ladder, right? Nox, you're just outside the window there. You turn and look inside to see, like, what is a majestic, fur-covered, behorned, grumpy goat just chewing cud right at you. And looks you dead in your eye sockets, and then in a snap apparates. It's gone.
Oh wait, Bumpy saw Nox?
Bumpy saw Nox?
Oh, I think in that case Bumpy wouldn't disapparate because Bumpy is serving like search and rescue duty.
Okay, yeah. Bumpy would see them through the window outside on the next roof.
Oh, like they're on the next roof over?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well then yeah, Bumpy blinks out.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought it was like Bumpy was like 3 feet away.
Oh yeah, just like across the attic through a thing. Bumpy sees a hollow canvas skull, like looking at them with a mouse running on top of the head, and then that's what you see before Bumpy's gone. The building, poof, implodes itself. The shatter spell hits the perfect structure, explodes outward, inward even. As well as the front face of the second floor comes down, the Breaktill Bottler's sign explodes off the hinges. The top of the roof comes falling down. As that happens, Jhedda reaches into the rime and pulls out. Like their color changing almost as she pulls out magic from the rime itself and throws a flurry of snow on top as a kind of a makeshift extinguisher. Throws snowflakes all in the area
everyone around feels the temperature around them within like 20 feet just drop. It's an exuding, it's an exhaltation of cold. It's not that cold, like all the heat goes away. It's like the cold arrives, like just exploding out from her. Bumpy goes, disapparates, right? Goes into the holding area, right?
Yeah, he just she like clicks that rune on her crook, and he just sort of explodes into a bunch of green energy, and she can press it again to bring him back.
Perfect.
She's not gonna let her little guy get hurt.
Nox, the roof caves in. The roof next to you caves in, and you were kind of left there, hiding against the roof of the next building over.
I immediately look at them because I saw them as Bumpy.
Speaking of Bumpy, I would have been in the process of going towards the window to like punch out the window with my scythe to give them like a space, and then like right as I'm reaching the scythe over to the window, Bumpy disappears.
Oh, so great! So Bumpy saw a Scarecrow crawl towards them menacingly with a scythe. Great.
Yeah.
A very real visage of death before them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bumpy looks back. Not today.
Poof, gone.
I would. Is everybody else kind of like collectively down in front of this?
Yeah, they're
building?
right. They're all four of them. All three of them are down in like a little triangle down below.
I look incredibly proud. I just want to say that, like, if you look at Tig right now, very smug. I'm smiling. If you'd be able to see a donkey smile, I'd be smiling. I feel like I just saved the motherfucking day.
Of course.
Just so we're on the same page.
Beag immediately went from impressed to suspicious, but is very thankful she didn't have to knock the building down because that's usually her job.
Jhedda is just like very, very much being like, this is all fucked.
I like that snowball trick you did. That was really cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to use Steps of Night, but it's not. I'm assuming it's not. We're in broad daylight here, so I wouldn't be able to.
What is this now?
Steps of Night is like my flying basically, but just
you have to. If you were in dim light or darkness, you are in bright light.
Okay.
If you channel divinity and you pop out your Twilight domain, that's all dim light. Like in that area, you can fly around.
Okay, and with my Amulet of the Devout, I don't have to expend the use of it for the day, I think.
I think that gives you an extra one.
Yeah.
Yes, you can use your channel divinity without expending the features. You can do that once a day.
Okay, I would do that to just kind of allow myself to float down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Truly horrifying Mary Poppins.
Okay.
But I have 2 mice on my shoulders and then 1 on my head to like kind of.
Doesn't make it less scary.
Okay, so
I do have the Heart of Darkness, like so people.
Okay. So
If it makes you feel any better, I do have the Heart of Darkness.
Let me get in here. So the building comes down. Tig, you look extremely pleased with yourself. Jhedda, you have stopped the embers from spreading. A couple people are moving into the next building, making sure things are okay. Beag, you look up immediately at this Scarecrow that's looking over the now crashed building down by you. They raise up, and then they put their arms to the side, like Turnip Head from Howl's Moving Castle, and then explode in Twilight. In a 30-foot radius, so all the way down to the ground, as they're on top of this house, you can see it happen in a black line emanating from them that goes out to this radius. They have summoned somehow an eclipsed realm with
inside themselves, outside themselves, and they can float. They float down, fly. They like just float gently down to the ground. It's not an Eclipsed realm per se. It's just Twilight. It's like a little pocket of Shadowmoor has arrived in Lorwyn. It's not like an expansive, like the colors shift. Everything looks a little too dark, a little too light. There's like a bleed effect of colors that are happening.
Do I see this?
Everyone sees it.
I would definitely look over at Jhedda, who I just saw perform immense magic, and be like, do all scarecrows do that?
I'm just gonna, at Nox, be like, you could have just asked for a hand down.
I think I would look at you, Tig, and say, no, and it's so exciting, and I would like to beeline to what I think is the closest thing to Isalu in this plane right now.
Right. When you it's a 30-foot border, right? So as Nox hits the ground, like you see their form is superimposed on itself in a light blue and like a dark teal over their normal body, and as you enter past that stark black line barrier, Jhedda, you enter and turn into you and like shift. You have spent time in Shadowmoor. You spent time in Lorwyn. You're from Shadowmoor. You are in and of itself this eclipsed being. Your power doubles. You see your flames double in size, both red and blue. It's almost like you walked through the barrier of Shadowmoor. You just did, but you're still yourself.
Does it actually? So Jhedda typically feels herself. She's like got small things different when she steps through to Shadowmoor. Is this actually Shadowmoor? Is like this like a normal shift or a weird shift?
It's a weird shift. This is like everything you would feel about it. It feels like you. I should say it feels like you crossed into a new realm. This is. And in your vision, in your travels, you've traveled in Eclipsed realms before. This is well known to you, like the science of it. This feels like, in every sense, an Eclipsed realm. Both Shadowmoor and Lorwyn in one 30-foot diameter, like circle from the Scarecrow.
I would like to get as close to Nox as I can, and then say, my dear child, where are you from?
Nox would say, the edge of the field, I think.
And at this point, she's like already like walking around you, and like she's like takes out like a notebook and starts like sketching images of you, and she goes, and by field you mean?
Well, I was on a field, and then I was in a box, and then I was in that house, and now I'm here.
This is just like flabbergasted Jhedda. She's like blown away. She's like, first of all, you don't know anything. That's upsetting. And like, also like, your story sounds like hard for her to believe. I think she would try to touch you. I think she's trying to figure out the source of your power. I think I would try to run like Arcana and stuff and see if I can get like a bearing on like what like.
Go ahead, yeah. Run Arcana or Insight or anything.
Okay. Look.
And Bag and Tig, you can if you're trying to induce what's happening, deduce what's happening. Please, you can give me a check after Jhedda does.
I would love to roll to seduce what's happening.
All right.
I think Bag's suspicious as fuck about what's happening.
I got a 13 on Arcana.
13 Arcana, okay.
Nox would ask, because they see Jhedda like sketching, so Nox would ask if they can borrow that for a moment, like the paper and
Can before that with the Arcana, can I tell the nature of this magic before I hand over the paper?
This is, as of right now, the most exciting thing you've seen all day, and is, you think, religiously affiliated. It is outside of your scientific wheelhouse, but something you feel about you're right up next to Nox. Something about them, they have seen unimaginable horror. Something about them, you know that they have seen true terror somehow, and it like lightens your heart just a little bit to see like, oh, that is a person that this is a being that has known true pain, and something's there. It's something Erdu and Asilu related. You look and see she's got a necklace. It looks like a reliquary. It's not quite. It's old. It's super old. It's
Nox does?
Yes, Nox does.
Okay.
It's insanely old. It's like what you're seeing right now is Lorwyn, Shadowmoor, and the Eclipsed realms existing in triplicate. It's something brand new. And they have had to go through a horrible time to bring that to bear. And for you, with that 14 Arcana, it is, you get that they truly do not know.
I think I would I like hold out the drawing. It's like half done, so like I got like your top, like half of your face kind of done, and I say, oh dear, absolutely anything, just promise me we can be best friends, and by best friends you'll answer all my questions and let me stay very close.
I am fine with that, I think.
And I hand the drawing over.
Okay, and so Nox, afraid that they're going to forget the drawing that they saw on the ground.
Oh, the map.
Just starts drawing out the map that we saw on the ground before the fire set in, and then I would just hand it back and say, I saw this. Do you know what it means?
Do I know what it means, Oz?
Absolutely you do. It is a very crude map of Lorwyn. Well, no, crude as in its creation was crude, and you have copied the crude well.
Yeah.
And do you pinpoint do you circle the point that Mavrin had kicked over?
Yeah.
Okay, so you circle it. In just a moment, Tig, what was your check?
You hadn't told me what I was rolling, so I hadn't rolled. I'm so sorry.
Okay, you're good.
I got a 14 on the dice. What am I adding anything, or is it just straight 14?
You can give me, what do you want to find out? Do you want to do insight on this thing? Do you want to...
Yeah, I would do insight, to like have the ability to just like summon Twilight, but then at the same time you don't know what's going on. I'm a little sketchy on that. So that would be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, I'll give you what I just gave Jhedda. This being has known ultimate sadness somehow. It is everything in your body wants to help them. It's like finding someone lost. That's the best allegory. It's finding someone lost in the darkness, in a forest, and somehow they're here with you, and they need you. They really do. And that on a 20 insight, you guess that they have, like, you can walk into that circle, right? And you see both versions of yourself exist at one time with whatever like imposing form else you want with it. Like you see your physical, and then you see the possibility of the Lorwyn and the Shadowmoor. You might not have ever been in an Eclipsed realm. You might not have seen, or you've seen absolutely the petrified things of the realms that exist there now.
Sure.
There's again, and it's not an arcane magic. It is definitely a religious. This person somehow holds both Erdu and Asilu inside them.
That's intense.
Bag, what was your check?
I think Bag knows how annoying Shadowmoor Kithkin can be, so she's kind of using her crook to keep them from, like, walking into this curiously.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of putting her hand through and seeing it get kind of rocky and, like, saggy skin and mossy and such, and pulling it back out. I think instead of a check, she's just like, okay, this is weird and all. Why were you just in a burning building?
So I came out of my box, and there were others like me that don't speak like me. And then they were, yeah.
Okay.
And then they were gone. And so I hid in that house and observed the person living in it who drew that map, and I point at Jhedda's character, onto the ground. And then a very large lady with a very long whip came in and turned that man into dust. And so I fled the building with my might.
Jhedda is so excited. Jhedda's like, this is the best day ever.
Bag just pinches the bridge of her nose like, yeah, this would be some shit that happens. Fucking people coming in here, turning other people into dust. God damn it.
Nox would say, I apologize if my entrance was frightening. I did not mean to frighten.
I mean, you got some kudos points for trying to save Bumpy. I press the button and he pops back into existence. So that does make me not immediately suspicious of you.
There's a version. Is Bumpy inside the circle or outside?
I'll summon him outside. Bag's intentionally staying outside the circle because she's done Shadowmoor before and she doesn't want to immediately fall asleep.
Sure. With Jhedda, you are inside. You see the map. Give me Arcana or History, either one, or Survival even, and you can do it with advantage if you'd like.
Okay, I'll do Arcana. That is what I specialize in. That's bad. That's a 4. Advantage, thank you. That's a 17.
17. This is a map of Lorwyn. Lorwyn Shadowmoor, the entirety, somehow. They have sketched in lines a crude map. You see Spinerock Knoll, Mount Tamafel. You see the mountain ranges surrounding Lorwyn. In this flat plain, you see the mark that with a 17 with a mark that Nox puts there. You know the place. That's a famous place. It's where it's called the Grave of Nath. It's where he was buried. They circled that on the map.
What do I need to roll history to know anything about the Grave of Nath?
He was an imperial racist elf that got killed by Riz in the time and time ago. Before Una was destroyed. This is from the Age of Una. He was killed by Riz. Riz had lost his horns by that point, and how did it end? It's where he's buried. If you remember the story, if you think you remember the story right, it's Riz killed him by snapping his neck with his antlers.
I am like looking over this like drawing, and I'm like mumbling out loud to myself. I'm not like trying to talk to anyone or tell anyone anything. I'm just kind of like speaking out loud to myself. Oh, that means, why is this a picture of, well, the Imperial Elf was destroyed. How did he die again? Where did you get this?
Oh, I was just gonna say, Bag has expertise in history because she's been around for like 300 years, so she might remember this.
And I know you, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, you know of the Arbiter.
I'm like trying to recount the how the story goes,
Yeah.
and I like walk over and I like kind of tug Nox to like along with me because I don't want them to get out of my line of sight. And then I sort of like get to where Bag is and I like hand over the map and I say, I know this area. This is the grave of Naf. Do you remember how Naf died? And I like hand it to Bag.
I noodle for a second. Do I roll history?
Yeah, you can roll history with advantage.
Okay. That is a 20. Oh, wait. I didn't note my things. 26.
Oh yeah.
Was that a nat 20?
No, it's a 17 plus 9, because I have expertise in history.
Damn.
Okay.
Because I've been around forever.
Yeah, Nath was a perfect, and I think even higher than exquisite in Una's troops. In the
Una squad.
Una squad. He's it's called a Terson, a superior commander of the Gilt-Leaf Elven Hunter. He was
Sounds hot.
He was an incredible racist. He wanted to kill everything imperfect. It sounds hot. Racist.
We all have that phase. We all have that phase.
Yeah. Nath was hunting Riz, and Riz wound up being wounded. But it's pretty famous. In Elven culture now, there is a Sword in the Stone style motif of when you want to get things, like it's like a rite of passage. You have like little stones all around the countryside that you lift up and twist. But pulling the Nath is what's called now. But Riss held him down on his knees and took his antlers and snapped his neck, and he was buried in this grove. That you now know that other elves' skulls are buried, like just left everywhere.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I just got the image of I got the image of like a Kithkin mom just yelling up to their son, just like, you better not be pulling your Nath in there.
Oh God! That's a now pulling Nath. Got it.
Alright. Yeah, Bag's just like, oh yeah, I remember this little bastard. And then she says, all the stuff Oz just said.
Kick-ass.
And then just includes, yeah, they killed my grandpappy because he was too ugly, so, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy in particular, but he's dead, so...
Is there anything else notable about the drawing in that area of Naf? Like anything else that stands out on the map?
In the map, not exactly.
Okay.
Nox, give me an intelligence check just to see what you remember. You muted, baby.
Sorry, I said, that's a 4, and so it's a 6 total.
All right. Something you remember, Nox, because it just happened, like, not even an hour ago. You saw the lady walk up, knock the bottle over, right? And it said, "It's a shame he can't be here when it happened."
Yeah.
That's all you remember.
Okay. I would share that if it hasn't been.
Yeah. So Nox says, "It's a shame he can't be here. It's a shame you can't be here when it happens." Mervyn said to Lyle, like this lady said to Lyle after she killed him.
Okay, so this is me out of character, not in character. I'm just thinking out loud, like, maybe it's like she didn't mean the guy is not shame. Maybe she meant Naf.
Perhaps.
I think she meant Lyle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It seems like Lyle was like part of her like retinue, right? And had gone by the wayside and then was a loose cannon, essentially, loose thread at the end.
I guess if Nox shares this with all of us, I'm gonna just turn to some of the Kithkin and be like, y'all, can you do your brain whiff? Have any of y'all seen a leathered up Kithkin running through town? I don't know.
You see, coming up to you, right next to you, Bag, is young Deegan. Deegan the second, who's now the Sen. He's the youngest Sen they've ever had.
He's a little old. He's basically a wise man, and he's like, 32. And he's like, oh yes, of course, Arbiter. And he hits the thought weft for a second. Everyone kind of hits it and turns, and it kind of like echoes back, like it echoes out from him and then comes back. And he says, "No, we've met none with a whip, or none with of the one you describe."
Huh.
Is the building still on fire?
Sort of, yeah. Like your snowballs took your snow spray took a lot of the ash down. Now it's just smoke. Now you can see people coming up and making chains to bring off stop the small fires and stuff. And they're going in and climbing through the thing just in case the structure's better.
Okay.
I never dumped a bucket of water.
Yeah, throw the water on. One Kithen's like, "Hey, you got me!"
You're fine.
You see Morton comes up to you, it kind of stalks up to you, Tig, and says, You tore down the house."
Morton, where you been, man? There was a whole fire and everything.
I know. You tore down the house.
Well, yeah, it unfortunately caught fire, and Arbiter said that we had to take it down, so we took it down. Save the other houses.
In his defense, I was gonna knock it down immediately after if he didn't, so you can't really knock him for that.
Of course, Arbiter. Of course.
Did you want the house, or was it there was no one in it?
He kind of holds his hand out for his key. "I need my key back. I've seen what you've done."
Oh, I don't.
You piece of shit.
He's patting his pockets.
Where is
Yikes, Morton. I think I dropped it when I was fighting this fire for the town and saving a bunch of people. It's probably around here somewhere, though.
He's almost in tears, and he goes, "Okay, I'll
Off screen, there's just some goat eating it.
I'll please continue to stay at the hen until this is done."
Yeah, of course.
Could you use the very generous stipend I have loaned you to investigate why the building was on fire?
Yeesh. That money's tied up in a lot of avenues.
God damn it, I hate you.
There's a lot of routes at play. And see, the way my savings account is set up is
he just walks away. He just walks away.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Morton.
Your name's you were Tig, right?
Yeah.
You got hired to investigate. I was just gonna say, from the person who usually knocks down houses, that was pretty fucking impressive. Good job.
Hey, thanks.
Cool. I like that.
Wanted to feel like I contributed something, and this town's been very kind to me so far, so anything to help old Morton out.
Yeah. Well, if you didn't kick out of his place and the hen kind of cramped, there's a cave about, she points at the big sort of stone henge she lives by.
Oh, that's mighty kind of you, but I'm actually staying in an apartment over there, and I reach into my little pail and I pull out the key that Morton had given me. I actually have a place to stay. It's got lots of food and stuff, so I'm good.
Alright, cool. I just want to make sure you weren't out on the street.
I appreciate that.
I feel like sort of half listening to this conversation, half being like, are we not, this is, she says out loud, are we not interested in this mystery? This person is an anomaly. This person, Scarecrow, I don't really know what to call you. We'll work that out. We're friends now. We'll work it out, but
my jaw just clatters.
Name and pronouns. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
that's usually a good place to start.
What's your name?
I am Equinox Tatters. You may call me Nox.
Okay.
I don't, and I look to my lower half like below where my waist would be, and I'm like, I am Nox. And then just leave it at that.
And Jhedda says, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever works for you. But more importantly, we need to figure out this mystery. We need to get to the bottom of this. And by the bottom of this, I don't think I could do it alone. All of you helped with the fire. You're now going to help me solve this mystery of Nox. And
Jhedda, you actually have you legitimately have deputizing power.
I do?
Yeah.
She's just naturally an asshole who asks people to do things without expecting them to say no.
Yeah, you legitimately have deputizing power because there's no like policing force, like only in like Shadowmoor and the Dunes or whatever. When they thought left out, all of the like administration is put upon your organization. So you have deputizing power because all power in Lorwyn comes from research and trade, and you are part of one of the highest branches of research in the land. So when you need help, like going into a crypt, right, figuring out why this does this what thing, right, you literally have deputizing power, where you can literally give people chits and they can get paid at their town for helping you, and like you are the town message board of all work essentially.
So I basically say like all of that. You're all going to help me solve this.
Well, you can't particularly make me, but we do have a BDSM Kithkin running around starting fires, and I can't be having that in my town. So yeah, I'll defo if y'all can help me figure out what's going on with that.
We get a badge. Do we get a badge?
Do we get a badge?
Why
wouldn't I have a badge?
Yeah, so
I'm guessing I can pay people, right?
Yeah, you have specific papers or wooden chits that people can turn in at their town halls for money.
I see, like, because I saw like the little exchange with Tig earlier, and I like had like filed it back, and I was just like, we could come to some sort of financial agreement.
Well, the purse strings have been yoinked and my attention has been gathered.
I smell like butter.
Why do you smell like sweat and butter?
Yeah.
Why do you have a stick up your butt?
I was made this way, I think.
You can't just ask people that.
Yeah. There's two things, Tig. One, you like in your mind, you've known for 2 weeks it was Lyle that brought Scarecrows in that destroyed the Aegith, that Inventor's Fair 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, every time you remind me of that fact, I realize that I'm kind of a bad person. So let's skip over that and keep going.
Okay, great. You've researched him to the point where you know he has a niece in Goldmeadow, like that could inherit this, or at least know to his person. You know that you don't know much else about him other than that he did it because you could track it just fine. You thought all the Scarecrows are done.
Where's Golden Meadow in relation to the Crypt of Nath, or the Grave of Nath?
So if you walk 6 days north, you'll get to Gold Meadow. If you walk 2 days, 2+ days towards Shadowmoor, you'll get to the Grave of Nath.
Okay.
Because it's near the forest of Guiltleaf.
So Jhedda really would come down to which path you want to go down. We can go straight to the area that's been circled on this map by our Scarecrow friend. But I do also know that Lyle has a niece in Gold Meadow. If you wanted, we could try to talk to her about Lyle, see what he was getting all mixed up in. But I'll leave that. I'll leave the choice up to you. I'm a purveyor of information.
Now, where is Lyle? Oh, right. You said he died. All right, my bad. I blanked on that part.
Yeah, Lyle hasn't been part of the thought weft. You guys have not. His building's on fire. You guys don't know where he is.
I can answer that. He was whipped to dust.
Yeah, I think.
Am I right?
I think Nox told us that already.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. In character, Bag says, "Oh, I blanked on that. My bad."
Nox, give me a religion check.
Okay. 17 on the die. 19.
19. Some things are pretty clear. You have in your hand a necklace that Lyle was wearing. It's 8 spirals, a moon, a broken necklace, thong. He was wearing it and then discarded it. It's like he was disgruntled with it. But it's a religious artifact. It's almost like yours. It's not a reliquary, but it is. It has religious symbolism. If you hold that out, Bag, Tig, Jhedda, you guys would know pretty immediately, like between the three of you, that it is a symbol of worshippers of Asilu.
Worshippers of what?
Worshippers of Asilu, the carrier of night.
Okay.
And
the bringer of Shadowmoor.
Yeah, and he discarded it. He got rid of it. And he was working with, Nox will tell you, he was working with this Mauvrin person, this BDSM Kithkin, right? And they're going to the grave of Nath for something.
Is there a way to? We know about Nath through conversations with Bag. Is there a way to find out if Nath and Asilu are connected somehow? Like how they're connected?
It'd be a wild chance, but you can give me a history or Arcana.
Can I roll that as well?
Yeah. You can either one of you can roll advantage, or all three of you can roll straight.
I'll roll straight. I think makes sense.
Okay.
Then we get 3 rolls instead of just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do got a +9, so I'll probably be good regardless.
And remember, we have 2 nat 20s left. Well, 3 if you want me to have a natural 1, or you want you guys to have another natural 20.
I got 18 on the die for a 22.
I got an 11 on the die for 20.
Okay.
I've got 15 on the die, 19.
Okay. For James, what did you get one more time?
22.
22. Okay, 22, 20, and 19. You guys kind of hit along the same things. Nath was a pre-Age of Una, pre-Erdu, pre-Asilu being. He died well before Una did. After Una was shattered, Erdu and Asilu rose from the ground and from their proverbial caves and started stalking the land. There's no overt connection other than age, right? Other than them appearing or dying around the same time.
I think Jhedda is like sees the necklace and is like, she has a tendency to snatch things she's very excited about. So I think she would snatch the necklace and kind of look it over and like do that mumbling thing out loud that she does, where she's just like, this is from Isilu, basically all the things you said, Oz, but like out loud from what she could understand. And yeah, that's what she does in terms of character.
If I can add more to this, which I can, I'm the DM, I'll add to all three of you kind of come around at the same time. As like, this was an incredibly bad person. This was a dude who would, without slightest hesitation, kill anyone that displeased him. He would keep boggarts in closets until he needed a gesture, to make him laugh, right? There's a power in Lorwyn and Shadowmoor about personality. If there's something there that the adherents of the moon are making happen or will make happen, it'll happen there because Nath was such a powerful personality. Somehow they need to be there for. It's a superstition, right? It's not an arcana or a magic that is quantifiable, but something about it needs to happen there. Something about what they're doing needs to happen.
Happen where?
At the Grave of Nath.
Okay, got it.
I think it might be worth talking to Lyle's relative of relation. I can't remember what it was before we go there, so we might have some clue of what's going on.
Niece in Gold Meadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Is Gold Meadow on the way, or is it in the opposite direction?
No, it's about a week. It's about a week north instead of 2 days east.
Bag, you know couriers that can find anyone anywhere.
Yeah. Well, it might be a week north for us. I can see if I can get Sion on this. She's the Billy rider who runs between towns. I can see if she can head north to, I don't know, ask this random person about the criminal activities of her uncle, and then try to find us in the wood. This is sounding like a bad plan the more I say it out loud.
And I feel like Jhedda is like listening to all of this, and she has like been lost in thought over this like relic, but then she says, I think the trail leads us to Nath. Not in a disrespectful way, but she's gonna find out that her uncle's dead someday. We can send her a letter.
Oh, no, I meant ask his niece for information, not like deliver that he died. I just thought they might know something useful, so we don't just run up to a ritual site with our pants down.
I was planning on having mine up. For the record.
Yeah.
I don't wear pants, it's a metaphor. The gesture is at dress. Well, I do wear pants underneath these. When you're this tall, she pulls it up and shows just like some bike shorts.
Classic. Beautiful. So, is everyone officially conscripted, Jhedda?
I think so. I am gonna pay Tig. Nox is being dragged along by good faith and vibes. Bag seems interested in sort of like solving this problem of houses burning down because of her like natural good-naturedness. I feel like I've sort of managed to like lie and cheat my way to exactly what I want, which is just to figure out what Nox is.
Perfect.
I did like the method of like optimisming your way into the group coming along.
Yeah.
She's like a naturally very charismatic person, and she's used to getting her way. She's like used to just telling people to do things and they do it because she's got pretty privileged bullshit. Like,
oh, it's great.
Love it.
It rules.
Well, y'all, I think that's time. That's been 4.5 hours, 30 minutes of technical difficulties, 4 hours, 3.5 hours of fun time, and a 30-minute break. That's all we can ask for every week, right?
Oh yeah.
Wait, the Thopter competition. My little grubby child that I have to help cheat.
Oh, well, you can write a lot of papers on the way out.
Plus, they do this every week.
Yeah. Hey, they put a lot of pride in their inventions, okay?
Yeah, the disappointment of a child lasts a lifetime, and I don't want to scar Filer with that.
Yeah. So, y'all, I think we'll end there. It's been an incredible time. It took me about 30 minutes to shake off the fear, but we all made it. From right now, we have a week until our next session. I'd like to go around once again, remind everyone that we have raised $85 today. Hold on, $85 today.
Yeah.
Cross number
Hell
300,
yeah.
305. Thank you, Cass. Thank you, Willowrein. Thank you, questioning Feldergriff. Excuse me. Thank you, Jetty, as well. Thank you for popping that in there. We have all of these beautiful prizes to give away on February 8th for our Trans Lifeline fundraiser. Please follow everyone here. We are raising. Oh my gosh, I get to pick out a D20. Can Jet, you use a natural 20. Can you roll 2 more for me while I talk? As we go through, I just need to make a note.
13 and 8.
13 and 8. Great. As we go through, we'll send it off again. Please, Cass, would you say your goodbye for us?
Hi. I'm so glad that I'm on this. This is so fun, and I'm like glad that we're doing like Lorwyn stuff, and everyone is so lovely here. I am Cass Hines, or Strixhaven Dropout. I make short form content on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky. I write for EDH Wrecking Cool Stuff Inc. And I am the philanthropy coordinator for Birds of Paradise. I will be at Shoebox and definitely MagicCon Vegas. And that's me. You guys should tune in again next week for more adventures with this silly group.
All right, we'll go around. Thank you, Cass. We'll go around the circle for Jet.
I am JettyFox. You can find me on Blue Sky at JettyFox. I am hyper of my friends and resident shit poster, and that's me.
Beautiful. Thwarp, you're next.
Howdy, I'm Thwarp. She, her. I mostly stay on Blue Sky at trash with the dash symbol Artificer. I just draw big monsters and I'm having a good time, and I'm very glad to have been invited to this. It's a lot of fun. Bag's a big dumb idiot, and I'm excited to see where this goes.
There's been some very fun plays from everyone.
I'm really excited to see Tig just fleece everyone as we go along on our journey, and Bag be aware of it and not do anything about it. Because it's funny.
It's you like, you motherfucker. You're like, oh, Martin, ooh, the key, ooh, I just wrote your caption.
It's a well-known fact established by only by flavor text on the 4 Noggle cards that we got from the original Lorwyn block, that Noggles have a fundamental belief that everything in Shadowmoor belongs to them, and that they were like the original beings on the plane, and that everything else already inherently is theirs. So I don't think I'm doing anything wrong when I take a rock. I'm thanking him for allowing me to take this rock.
Yeah, we're gonna leave town, and you're still gonna have the key to his house.
Yes.
Yeah. It's your house now. James, give us an outro.
Yeah, thank you. James, MTGCritical Online, fan artist, card altruist. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on TikTok. I write weekly articles on my Substack about Magic the Gathering and other things tangentially related. And having a blast playing Tig Willowrein III, the Noggle bard in this game. This has been a blast. I'm excited for next week when we'll all get to interact more with each other. But yeah, just super honored to get to be a part of this, and it's for a great cause. So
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you everyone as well for being here. It's been a truly delight. D&D is very, like James and Jet know, is very true and dear to my heart. Lorwyn, same thing. We all are coming together for this thing that we really enjoy, and playing a game that we really enjoy in a favorite setting that we truly enjoy, and we're just having a great time about it. I'm grateful again for everyone. Thank you everyone who showed up in chat and all the donators. I have a card that got pulled for a natural 20 today. And remember, each time we roll a natural 20, you'll get someone lucky will always get bundled together a card from my binder. This one is a Time Spiral pirate ship. If you want to do pirate ship things. And again, I'm Oz Edgewalker. I am on Blue Sky. Talk about art and Magic the Gathering, and most recently Lorwyn and Treefolk. I will also be at Shoebox, and I will also be, James and I will also be at Shoebox, I believe, perhaps. And then
Shoebox and Vegas.
Shoebox and Vegas, which I won I'm thankful to have won a New Perspectives grant to Vegas in order to go. That's really cool for me.
It's awesome! I had not heard this!
Oh yeah! I'm so fucking excited. I'm blasted beside myself. It's honor, joy, privilege. When we join up we will have episode 2 of everyone leaving Burrington and going into the wilds of Lorwyn together, slightly conscripted by the writ of a research administration. What's not a better party composition than that? Thank you everyone for being here, and we're going to sign off.
I like that I'm the party martial character, but I'm the wizard.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everyone.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.